Alright, let me check the quality real quick. Setting. Does it look crispy? Looks pretty good. Everything seems good. Alright. I can turn that down. So I just set up regular OBS, swapped off of the Streamlabs. Pretty much set to go. We're flagged. Got everything we need. Okay. So yeah, new world. It's been a minute. A lot of flame wars on the forums as usual. So, did you know that there's a bug out right now that
Mhm.
makes it so you can't heal yourself?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yep. So randomly it happens where if like you'll die or whatever and you won't be able to heal yourself at all.
What the hell?
It's
Alright.
fucking
That's
stupid. This
that's
game is
next.
like generating bugs as it goes. Like
Yeah.
it's hey, if it's not spaghetti code, I'm whatever fucking what it has to be spaghetti code. It literally
Like, I'm
has to
more
be spaghetti
scared we're
code.
gonna go through the platforms in a minute.
No. We're good because you see that platform we were just up? We would have
Yeah.
fell through that one.
Yeah.
So the other day, me and Ister were farming, and this little platform right here, you would just drop right through it.
Yeah.
You can't loot any chests, you can't do anything. You would have to relog. It was so fucking stupid. Yeah. So a
Seems
lot
to
of the
fixed it
problems that
now.
are out right now, you just have to relog. But it's kind of like one of those things where like that shouldn't have to be the default fix. There was
Oh.
also another it was there's another one on the forums where this guy he found a armoring kit, right? You know, the like the
Yeah.
armoring for the basic trophy or whatever for
Yeah.
armor smithing. And it disappeared 5 minutes after looting.
What?
Yes. So I mean any normal person would just, just take it to customer service real quick, right?
Yeah.
They go, because it's not required in the game, we're not going to do anything about it.
What?
Mm-hmm. It shows that this is the worst part. It shows that he looted it from the chest, but they're just like, because it's not necessary, we're not gonna give it to you.
So it's still somewhat of a rare item, but fuck you, we're not gonna give it to you.
Somewhat of a rare item. It is a
I
fucking rare
know.
item.
I know.
It is
I know.
definitely a rare item. And to say that it's not mandatory to have it, if you're armor smithing, yeah, you fucking need it.
Yeah.
You fucking need it. Like you there's no way around that. Right? It's the audacity to fucking say that. I would lose my shit.
Yeah.
Like imagine if I found a couple engineering manuals. Like here's the thing. You don't find that by happenstance. Like, oh, I
No.
found this item and it just randomly fucking disappeared. No, the dude was farming it for hours,
Yeah.
trying to make some money or something. Finally fucking finds one. And then he gets fucking wrecked because of spaghetti code. And it's just
Yeah,
like,
just
nah,
fucking.
you're not gonna be able to keep that, sorry.
And when they can see in the logs that he looted it, like, what's the issue?
It's just fucking stupid. It's just like they literally can see it. I I think what they're trying to state is like, oh, we can't verify that you lost it or something,
Yeah.
or any. But I mean, it's not hard. They have like trade logs. They have all these. Like they could find the fact that he looted it from the chest, and you're telling me you can't just look at his transaction history?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're better off saying that we can't verify that you looted it from the chest, so we can't help you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you
Like
could
what?
say that, then it's like fair enough. That's like me saying, "Oh, I found this god roll drop and it just fucking vanished. Can you reward me?"
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you can't verify it, then there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
But if you sit there and you tell the fucking person, "Oh, we saw it." Oh, this is another thing a lot of people are raging about. This urn is so deep,
Yeah.
I can't reach the bottom of it. Fucking. So, anyways, like
This is
they
one
had
of
the
your favorite.
audacity to fucking tell him that, like, oh, we saw that you looted it from the chest, but nah, nothing we can do. Sorry. It's
So
not,
here you
you
go.
don't need it. So what does it matter?
Use
I
another
don't give a
five
fuck if I
hours.
found tannin in a chest and it got disappeared. You fucking
Yeah.
give me my item, right? At the end of the
Yep.
day, I looted it. It's fucking, I farmed it. Give me my item. I don't give a fuck what you think is necessary. The customer service that they have right now for AGS is not acceptable. There's
Mm-mm.
nothing acceptable whatsoever. Amazon Game Studios, whoever the fuck you're hiring, whatever fucking country you're outsourcing this to, whatever the fuck you think you're doing, you can't do that. Like, Amazon gets a lot of flack because
Yep.
of Amazon Game Studios, right? They're technically two different entities, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. If Amazon gets a penny from Amazon Game Studios, from AGS, if they get
Yeah.
a penny, why the fuck are you going to tell me that they don't reinvest into that company? Yes,
Yeah.
it changes the dynamic from, get off of Amazon Game Studios back and start fucking getting on Amazon again, right? Because it's always the back and forth. The community doesn't know who to fucking flame about this. Did they flame AGS? Did they flame Amazon? Who did they flame? Because in the
Yeah.
argument of, oh, like it costs a lot of money to do that. Well, Amazon's $1 trillion company. How can they not fucking afford it? Well, I mean, they only give Amazon Game Studios an allowance. Okay, so if they're giving a fucking allowance, but they're making money off of it, they're still in charge of the money flow, so they can still fucking do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Your argument doesn't fucking hold, right? At the end of the day, we're outsourcing the customer service to some fucking country that treats customers like shit. Dude, the
Yeah.
point of customer service is customer fucking retention, right? They don't
Mm-hmm.
give a fuck because they already took your money for the game. They flat out took your money for the game. They don't give a fuck about the microtransactions. They don't factor that in. They got the $60 from the game. And if you quit, they're like, whatever, right? So put in
Exactly.
perspective, there's a million fucking copies that are sold, right? A
Mm-hmm.
million fucking copies. That's $60 million. Now, that being said, a lot of that was at the cost of making the fucking game in the first place. It's 3 years of development. That shit's fucking expensive. But now, if a bunch of players quit, they start merging servers, less players to fucking handle, all sorts of shit. Because you got to realize we're not paying a monthly, right? Honestly,
Yep.
I wouldn't give a fuck if they charged a monthly, and if the quality of the fucking game was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they're like, hey, it's like $10 a month. I'll pay the $10 a month for a stable fucking game,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if that means that you're gonna start giving a shit about player fucking retention, But right now, they don't give a single fuck about anyone. And that's the sad truth of it. They don't give a fuck about you. It's in the customer service. It's in the way that the game is being developed. You have the developers are fucking trying, but the actual fucking company as a whole, they don't give a fuck. And the sad shit is, this is a good game.
Yeah.
It's a good game. I fucking enjoy myself, man. I wouldn't dump 1,000 hours into a game that I didn't give a fuck about.
No.
Right? Like, I can't do that. And it's not like it's because it's trending that I play it. Right? Because it's not trending anymore. Right? There's too many bugs. There's too many errors. There's just too many problems. So at the end of the day, like, people are just going to give up on the fucking game. Dude, this alligator wants to get wrecked. But, dude, it's so fucking brutal. It is so fucking brutal.
Oh, hello, us.
Oh, it's Oz. Yeah, but here's the thing. Amazon Game Studios, the problem is a lot of gaming studios are having this issue. Like, I talked to Istera about this before, where the game quality has gone down.
Yep.
It's just,
all
this
games in
guy's so
general.
fucking dead. This guy's so fucking dead. I do not feel bad for him whatsoever. Goodbye.
Get that medallion quick, or whatever this is.
Oh, did something drop?
Yeah, he dropped a blue. That was just some pants.
Yeah, it's some random fucking piece of shit gear.
Yeah.
The problem with New World is it's there, it works, but there's so many bugs and shit. It's just like, it's such a fucking tedious thing when you run into a constant, endless stream of massive bugs. Like, we're not talking about like a visual glitch. Like, if I have no problems with like if a visual glitch encounter every now and then, that's whatever. When you start falling through worlds constantly, you're not able to loot shit, shit's disappearing, all these fucking problems keep occurring over and over and over again. It ruins the experience. It makes it feel like you're not investing your time properly. You know what I mean? You feel like you're wasting all your time. So for me, like, Satisfactory, really fun game, but there's so many problems with it. It's just like, I can't until they actually start fucking fixing all the problems that we're having. Like, I'm not gonna do it. At least this has a community to it, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like, Satisfactory has a community, but it's not in-game community. You're not running around with a bunch of people. It's you by yourself, which makes it even less tolerable. On here, like, everyone's tolerance has already been burned out. Or for me, it's like, well, I'll just farm gold while everyone fucking quits, and then when the game gets better, then I get rewarded for just grinding it out. But Jesus Christ, man. I feel like people just have, game developers have fucked the expectations.
Yep.
Right? They're given all this new fancy software, all these tools and everything, but they just half-ass everything. They literally just half-ass it.
I don't know if
you can't say it's like, well, if you haven't been a game developer, you wouldn't know. You know, I built a fucking fence, and if I watch someone build a fucking fence and it's fucked, right? I can make a comment on it, right? Even though if I have or haven't, it's not about, like, you can see the integrity of something. Have you tried the dedicated server functionality that they released in Satisfactory? No, I haven't been following Satisfactory at all. Like, at all. It's similar to what's happened on New World, where it's like people got burnt because of these issues, right? We hit so many issues where I'm just like, you know what, dude, like, I'd rather not, until they actually announce that there's an official release And if I go back and there's a bug on an official release, dude, I'm just gonna fucking lose it. Because we were getting a lot of fucking crashes. A lot. Like, unplayable a lot. So to me, it's like, well, you know, we have all these major projects and shit like that. And if it's just bugging at this point, how's the game gonna react when I start pushing the fucking game? Like, actually pushing it, you know? So to me, it's like as much as it was, like, it was really fun. But it was just me and her adventuring. There's no plot. There's no nothing. It's kind of just like, you know, build shit up, which can be fun. Like, I like doing the warehouse mentality of like actually like optimizing how much fucking input output you have and all that. But like after you set it up, it kind of loses its flair. Like how you were saying at the beginning, it's like, oh, it's fun to be fresh. Right? It's fun to go through that first experience. But then after you do it all, it's kind of like, meh. So for me, I was trying to like subsidize and stretch out the experience by actually adding in these major crazy projects, so we're not hitting the super endgame stuff. But we ended up just getting too many crashes.
With simple, basic stuff that should just be working.
Yeah. It's, I mean, for a game based on the game's design and the intentions of the developers, you think stress tests would be a major thing, right?
Yeah.
You have this idea of massive fucking scale warehouses and yada yada yada. Well, you need to stress test the game, right? You add co-op, but the co-op doesn't function that well at all. Like at all. It was stressing me the fuck out how bad it was. We had the desync issue, which I was like, okay, well, hopefully we can fucking find a way to fix this out. We ended up finding a way to fix the desync on Satisfactory. And then we started getting crashes from the drone ports, right?
Yeah.
And then we were getting crashes from conveyor belts. And we're getting crashes from... I was like, dude, I'm not here to fix your game for you.
No.
So, but then on here, like, now we jump into a new story, right? We get on New World. Me and Sarah were playing on the New World beta, and it was fun, right? We were having a blast. And what was crazy is, since like everyone was reaching probably like level 30, there was very, very few people that were actually hitting high 50s. You don't get to experience that many glitches, bugs, issues. It wasn't until like actual official release when you can actually experience all of the game, or at least, yeah, pretty much all of the game, because you have the time frame to be able to do that, that you start going, man, this game is really fucked, right? There was there's, you know, the Hatchet fucking experience where, you know, what is it, One for All or Against All Odds, right? Yeah, Against All Odds. This wasn't ever destacking, so literally you were constantly getting a damage boost and a damage boost and a damage boost. And then there was the Warhammer one that was doing the exact same thing, and then there was the Great Axe one with infinite bloodlust, and then you had the healing BM healing, which is literally you would throw AoE healing on the ground, and if you crouched, it would refresh the cooldown of the healing effect.
Just over here, baby.
So you could spam the crouch and heal all the way up. And it's just like, what chest?
This one. That one.
Oh, alchemy stockpile? I didn't even, those aren't flagged for me.
I didn't notice it was it looked like a regular stockpile thing.
No, I wouldn't miss any of the supply stockpiles.
Yeah, my bad.
Anyways, I mean, it was just like constant PvP exploits after exploits after exploits. And now there's a musket one where if you apply powder burn, you crouch and you shoot someone, it applies the burn effect. Perfectly fine. But then you can just keep shooting powder burn over and over and over and over and over. And there was no cooldown. So now people are just running muskets. They're applying their powder burn. They're shooting, they're like all the way in the far back, stacking the fuck out of these powder burn shots. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck? Amazon Game Studio. It's so bad. It's so bad. So at this time, right, if you're playing New World and you want to just enjoy yourself, my recommendation, set an objective or a goal. Don't fucking worry about the PvP right now, because PvP is just going to be toxic. It's just going to be toxic. You're going to hate the game. For me, it's, finishing up my sets, getting Ystera her Void Bent or whatever PvP set ready, getting all that gear out of the way, make a bunch of money, right? Just an obscene amount of money, right? Just make money. And then afterwards, right, after the game's all settled, fixed, and all that, then you can really enjoy the experience. Because right now, PvP it's not there. It's just not there. You're encountering fucking Void Gauntlets that's 3-shotting heavy armor people. You're finding fucking muskets with powder burns from across the fucking field. It's just like, dude. AGS. And then the worst part about it is AGS will try and address these issues by doing balancing, right? Weapon balancing.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll apply like 50,000 fucking balancing things all at once. It's like, dude, that's not how you weapon balance. That is not the way to do it. You have to do small increments across the board, because what did they do? They neutered fucking Firestaff. Ice Gauntlet deserved what it deserved, but Firestaff got neutered. It was bad, dude. That was brutal, right? Because people thought Firestaff was the main issue. It wasn't the main issue. It was because it was with Ice Gauntlet. So Ice Gauntlet makes whatever it's paired with fucking toxic, right? And then you have like right now, like the major ones is like you have Great Axe Warhammer, which I'm fucking around with right now. And you have the Musket Rapier. And then you have Bow Musket, right? And the worst part about Bow Musket is Bow will straight up hit you for anywhere between like 7,000 to 9,000 damage. And if you look at my health, I have low health, right? I'm sitting at almost 10k, right? With my Void Bend and shit. And I'm only rocking like, what is it, 148? Yeah, 148 con. But it's just like a complete fucking nuke, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, like I said, the way to truly enjoy the experience is just fucking farm shit out, just relax, kick back, watch some videos as you farm, so it's like a passive game. You'll have a good time. But man, OPR is so bad right now. It's been bad. It's just like, and then you have these brutes, these Omega level brutes that no one is happy with. No one's happy with the brutes. So, in case you didn't know, in New World, right, there's the battleground's called the Outpost Rush, right? It's kind of like a PvPvM situation, but it's not like, kill the big old boss or whatever. It's, you can spawn these things called brutes, bears, race. Well, the brutes, they're so fucking nasty because they have these AoE chain pulls, right? Where it will just pull everyone in the fucking area that's on the enemy team, and it deals a fuck ton of damage, and it's tanky as fuck, right? Literally, it takes a whole team to take these guys out. That being said,
it has a ranged attack that knocks you down as well.
Yeah. Oh, and the rolling ball of fucking the meatball fucking thing. It's so fucking brutal, man. It's so fucking brutal. And you would think, okay, well, it takes a while to get these, right? It would take quite a bit of like effort to farm one of these out, and maybe you'll have one or two. Dude, there's games where I've dropped like 8 of them. Like I've made 8 of them. And I'm doing PvP. Like it's really not that hard to fucking farm them out. It takes like 500 Azoth, which you get like 25 per mob kill. You can two-shot mobs easily. So literally you just run around, you just instant kill all these mobs, and then you can get your brutes. And you'll have a fuck ton of brutes on every single spawn point. Meanwhile, the AoE effect of pulling people is within range of each other. So both brutes on each side of this little fortress that you're at is pulling you through over and over and over again. And it's just like, dude, it is so fucking annoying. In my
Oh,
opinion,
and
brutes should reward points to the enemy team that kills the brute, right? So if
yeah,
you spawn like 5 brutes, they could get 500 points just on farming the brutes. They don't even have to fucking farm you anymore, right? Like that's my way of seeing one of the simple fixes. Second of all, take away the health pool, right? It's way too much health. It's so fucking goddamn tanky. I'm not saying make it so like any person can 1v1 it. I'm just saying like a 5-man group should be significant amount, right?
yeah.
An average 5-man group. God damn, dude. OPR Outpost Rush is just fucking brutal.
Because that's the thing. Once you kill it, the team can just put up another one and
Yeah.
another one and another one. So it's like you're in this constant battle with killing it. You finally get it down, and then they just put up another one.
You can have your whole team on the brutes that I spawned up, and by the time that you kill one of the brutes, I'll have another one ready. Like, I'll flat
It's
out
just
have another
toxic.
one ready. There's no way you're going to be able to keep up with me. Meanwhile, while you're fighting that brute, you're still fighting my team. I'm one person, you'll have your whole team on my brute, right? Trying to get that brute down. It doesn't matter. Literally, the only counterplay is you have to send someone to kill the person farming brutes. Well, if you're sending one person and that one person can't down them, well, now you're going to have to send 3 people. So in a 20v20, you're sending anywhere between 3 to 5 people to take on whoever's farming brutes. And if you're not winning that situation and you're losing manpower at mid, you're losing the influence of the overall map. It's complete fucked equilibrium. It is so brutal. I don't know where they got these ideas from for the brutes, but it's way too fucking strong. Because brutes literally win the game. Oh, fucking brutes, man. I can go on all day about how fucking annoying and toxic brutes are. And I'm
But
one of the
because they
people that
are.
spawn them. I'm one of the people that spawn them too. Because I do it because there's nothing you can do about it, right? If one person can farm out like fucking 2 to 3 brutes in a matter of like 5 to 10 minutes, there's nothing you can do. What are you gonna do? They have a bunch of brutes and they just fucking lay it down, and then they get a reoccurring investment of like that 5 minutes of farming 2 brutes will last the rest of the game, which is anywhere between like 10 to 15 minutes. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. That's why I say like brutes, they need to have like a timer, or they have to yield points with a lower health pool, or the cooldown of the AoE pull needs to be much larger, right? Because here's the thing, if it pulls everyone on the enemy team, right, it's fine if it only happens once every like, I don't know, 1 to 2 minutes, right? But we've been chain pulled back and forth like 4 times within 30 seconds. It's like, dude, that's way too much. It's way too fucking much. Oh, he's dead. But yeah, brutes, man. What's another good one? The Wraiths feel fine. The Bears feel fine.
Yeah. Well, as a healer, wraiths, I don't fuck with wraiths because they can pretty much one shot me. But
yeah,
that's
they
my
deal a
only
fuck ton
complaint.
of damage. They deal a fuck ton of damage, but they're squishy. They're really squishy. Like,
Yeah.
if you have 2 people, you can down a Wraith really fucking fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where I'm kind of like, race
Ooh.
are kind of at a fine spot in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
because they're not like overwhelming in any way, shape, or form. Nothing like fucking brutes.
I can make blueberry pie now. No. Oops.
The blueberry pie.
Yeah, I got a recipe in the provisions crate.
Oh, I didn't even fucking loot it. My bad.
Blueberry
Oh, I
pie.
got cheesecake again.
Oh, do I have cheesecake? I
Yes, you
That's
do.
another
I've
thing
given you.
that actually. Hmm?
Yeah, I was about to talk about it. People brought it up on the forums. You should be able to see, actually, flat out, if you've already learned a recipe, it's disabled for you,
Yeah,
right? I'm not
that.
saying that you can't find the drop. I mean, like, you
Yeah,
can't re-salvage it. It
yeah,
makes
yeah,
no
yeah.
sense. Because
And
resalvaging it is equivalent to just dropping it on the ground. So
yeah,
why not just make it so people know when they already have the fucking recipe?
and why can I not see my trade skills? Like what recipes I have, what I've learned, all that kind of stuff on the go. Why do I need to be at a station to see what I can make?
Oh, it's because you don't know your recipes by heart, obviously.
Yeah, but why is that a thing? Why can I
That's
not see it?
that's a WoW
Like,
player complaint right there. That's completely a
yeah,
WoW player complaint. It's like, wait, do I have enough for this? Wow, fuck, what was the trade skill again? God, I
just like,
forgot.
what if I need to make a recipe, like food for you, for example, and I'm like, what stuff did I need again for this so I can go farm it? But I'm nowhere near a station where I can see the recipe. Why can't I not just look it up in the world and see what I need?
There's been times where I'm running around and I'm wondering how many more of an item that I need. So I
Mm-hmm.
literally just Google the recipe. One of the two monitor privileges.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck, dude. It's so dumb.
Ouchie.
Like a railroad track. Man, these vials of Azoth are gonna go for. Okay, anyone that's watching this, if you have vials of Azoth, fucking sell it.
Yeah.
Because
Don't
in the
keep.
PTR, like literally every aptitude yields a fuck ton of vials of Azoth. Fucking dump it, man. There's gonna be so many Azoth uh sources that it's not worth keeping it anymore at all. I dumped
Ouch.
like fucking 10 of them for like 100 each. Oh, I was lucky. Lucky. But yeah, they're just not gonna be worth shit. Which I guess is kinda good. Because now you have the option of not doing Outpost Rush. You have two more before we get to the next area. Actually, I think it's yeah, two more. But fuck, dude. But lately, we've been what's over here? We've been watching a lot of like Nexpo, which is another YouTuber. He does like a lot of creepypasta shit. Or not just he doesn't do creepypastas actually. He looks at for like dark shit on the internet. Right?
Yeah.
He covers a lot of like old cases about, you know,
Stalkers.
stalkers, the
Cults.
cults, yep. The event where this guy was complaining about his wife cheating on his neighbor and shit, only to find out that like later on he took the advice of Reddit
Hmm.
of filing for divorce as he should, right? 100% agree.
Yeah.
but his wife freaked out, flipped out and shit, and ended up killing their kids.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
No, we haven't heard that one together at least.
Yeah, I'll have to play it for you. It's something that I actually already knew about, but he goes into depth. Like, knowing the ending of the story doesn't change anything. It's watching the process and realizing what the fuck is going on is the crazy part, right? Because it literally just looks like, any other situation where the wife is unfaithful or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And like, if you've seen her, like, of course she would feel like her life is ending after a divorce with him
Yeah.
because the bitch is goddamn ugly.
Oh.
Like, I don't
Oops.
mean to be shallow, but damn, she's ugly. I'm like, dude, you could have gotten a better one than that, right? She's obviously a piece of shit. She doesn't look attractive. What are you thinking, man? Like, she literally got nothing going on for her. Why the fuck would you commit to that bitch? Anyways, I literally cannot, like, I would lose my shit. Like, yes, my kid's mom would definitely have to, like, call the cops because I would murder her
Yeah.
in the most brutal fashion, dude. That is so fucked. But I mean, shit like that happens all the fucking time. There was which is crazy because I brought this joke up to you before, right? It's
Mhm.
like yeah, people complain about, a comedian pointed this out for me, and it's hella true. Like, the realization of how true this is. Fathers are, like, when a parent abandons, it's usually the father, right? It's usually the
Yeah.
father that dips out.
Yep.
It's a stereotype that we have going around, and it's trending on the internet all the time. What we also don't talk about is the trend that the person that's more likely to kill the kids is the fucking mom,
Hmm.
right? So, like, the comedian goes, it's like, oh, like, Timmy, it's your first, like, what would you rather hear, Timmy? What do you want for your fourth birthday? Like, I know your dad's not around anymore, but we can go out and have a pizza, whatever. Or should it be drowning in the fucking bathtub upstairs, crying and screaming? Like, in actuality, like, it's fucking insane how often mothers kill their fucking kids, right? I'm
Yeah.
not saying, like, this is like, oh, 10% of mothers do this. It's the fact that it's actually a statistic in general is fucking baffling to me.
Yeah.
In comparison, fathers rarely pull that kind of shit off. Rarely. It is so fucking rare. They're
Yeah. They
more
just
likely to
leave.
dip out.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
so fucking insane. This stream got so dark all of a sudden.
I mean, I was about to go into personal details there. I was like, I don't know.
But it's fucking brutal though. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's something they put in the water or it's just the way our brains are mapped, but it's fucked, dude. It might be the world's natural way of, like counteracting the overpopulation, but shit, dude. It's crazy. There's a lot of crazy shit that goes on out there. So whenever you're feeling down about some asshole on the internet that talks a bunch of shit to you, realize that there's some major fucked up shit going on that's not relevant to you, that's not affecting you, that you don't have to deal with. That there's a lot of stressful shit out there that once you realize that it's happening, that guy that's on the internet that's saying, you fucking noob, sitting there talking all that shit, teabagging you and all that bullshit because he grabbed his 6 homies to jump you in the middle of an open world. That shit don't matter, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Grand scheme of things.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, if some dude dunked on you with 6 dudes and you want something else to happen, just go farm out better gear, get like the most high end shit, work on your shit, and make that opportunity less likely to happen. Who gives a fuck? Right? It don't matter. At the end of the day, it don't fucking matter. Me, I just want fucking ballin' ass gear and ton of money for having trade skills maxed out, being able to produce whatever the fuck I want, trying out different builds and shit. Because right now, everyone's doing some basic ass cookie cutter shit, which honestly, I didn't think this game would have. You know what I mean? You remember how I was saying, I was like, this game is one of the least likely games to have like a very structured meta.
Yeah.
It's the exact opposite. It is so cookie cutter. Everyone's running the exact same shit. And it's just like, man, come on now. But hopefully, they did talk about how they're adding a bunch of weapons. I hope when they start adding more and more weapons, you'll see a lot more diversity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because right now, right, we have a total of what? 3, 6, 9, 10, 12. We have 12 weapons available, right? So you would think, all those combinations, you should see a plethora of different types of forms of combat and this and that. Nope. Not at all. You have maybe 1, 2, 3, like 4 different classes is what I'll label it as. Right? You have the people that run like Great Axe Hammer. You have the sub variant, the DPS build of that, which is Great Axe Hatchet. Right? And then you have Bow Spear, which has been out since the beginning. And then you have a musket rapier. And then you have a little bit more of a survival build of that, which would be the musket hatchet.
Yeah.
You're lagging behind a little bit.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if I could go get a drink for a while now.
Oh, okay. Just go in here and then
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay.
And then you have like, there's some people that are trying like new things, right? Like I encountered this one dude. He was running like spear rapier, which is it's actually a pretty cool build. And then you have, of course, your mage classes, which is pretty much like fire staff. Actually, it's just been void gauntlet, fire staff, void gauntlet, ice gauntlet. Which, to be honest, the void gauntlet, ice gauntlet looks fucking sick. I actually wouldn't mind trying that one out at all. But yeah. On the forums, fucking people have been complaining about the merges too.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you about how people are complaining on the forums about merges?
No?
How they wanted to be on a low pop server?
I mean, but why though?
Because they say, forgot what their wording per se was, but essentially it is they didn't want to have to compete for resources. They didn't want to have to fucking compete against all the other people farming iron, fibers, and shit like that. They wanted to be able to do their own thing. But at the end of the day, like, it's like, dude, you're so what? You don't want to do like Outpost Rush? You don't want to do any of the battlegrounds? You don't want to do expeditions? You don't want to do this? You don't want to do that? Like, what? I'm trying to understand the logic behind it.
Yeah. So you basically just don't want to play this game by yourself is essentially what you're saying.
Yeah, that's essentially what he was going at. He's like, I should be
Wrong
allowed to
game.
do that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's a fucking MMORPG. It's not a single player. There's no storyline. You know what I mean? If there was an interesting storyline, fair enough.
Yeah.
But there is none. There's no fucking story whatsoever. There's
Nope.
like the plot is very loosely defined. So to me, it's like you'll have like look at us right now. Right now, we're farming fucking supply crates. We ran into one person, you know, and that was it. And even during then, like you can run these chests as much as you want, and if someone else comes up and loots the chest, it doesn't affect you,
No. It's
right?
just share.
That's my biggest reasoning for doing this, and one of the reasons why I like doing this as my passive farm so regularly. Because it doesn't matter if someone else went over and looted it just now or whatever, right? I can still run around, kind of autopilot it, you know, gain some resources, gain some this and that, hopefully find some good fucking drops. Meanwhile, I don't have to fucking pay attention that much.
Speaking of drops, I'm getting a lot of schematics for you. For furnishing.
Oh. Honestly, I really like Warhammer.
Yeah.
Warhammer's dope. I wish they had a better DPS kit, though. The DPS kit is kind of janky. They did try upgrading it a bit. They were adding like rend and shit to
Son of a gun.
to a lot of the skills, but it's just like I don't know, Mighty Gravel and Armor Breaker just don't seem that big. Oh, wow. We're gonna have to test that out actually. Armor Breaker might be dope.
Yeah.
We might actually. So do you know how much a typical rend is?
No?
Typically rend is anywhere between like 5 to 10%.
Mm.
Armor Breaker is 20%.
Oof.
Why weren't people using that during the fucking the healer meta? Honestly, that would have destroyed the paladins.
Yep.
Is it because it's slow? I need to check that shit out. Actually, let's find out right now. I have the Zoth, I can afford it. You gotta wait for that cooldown. You can actually get Ren for Shockwave, which is really good. But oh, that's why, because you would have to give up Shockwave. You can give up. Yeah, let's give up Wrecking Ball. Let's give it a shot. So we'll grab those. Oh shit. How much damage is it? 140%. It might be huge enough to justify this. Clear out's garbage. Grounded. Shockwave. EOD. Boom, 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 boom. Passive. Actually, that plus Armor Breaker would be pretty good. Reduce damage while sprinting. Aftershock. I don't think those matter, to be honest. I think I can actually, yeah. And then add grit. This might be nasty. So, all right, let's test this out. This might be nasty. So, well, 919 plus 89? Yeah, 919 plus 89. Adds another 300. Though it's kind of awkward. Fill yourself up to full. What's the range like on that? Oh, it's just directly in front of you. As grit inflicts rend damage on targets. Is there any good combos? Probably something like you could do something like this. $3,000 on armor breaker. Whatever. Probably the key bindings were a little fucked for me. Let's move. That needs to be R. Or yeah. Oh, CDs. Okay. Needs to be R. That needs to be there. That needs to be there. Okay, let's try this.
Ouch.
I'm actually down to try out armor breaker for a while because that 20% rend, it rend stacks too. So if I get an armor piece with the rend for shockwave, that's 30% damage mitigation just ripped off of someone for 10
Yeah.
seconds. That's huge. That's actually fucking huge. I wonder if it's hard to hit though. Oh no, it got some range to it. Though I don't know how I feel about the Oh, it actually hits pretty quick. There's a bunch of death motes here. There's one over there.
Oh yeah, I see it.
There's tons over here. Yeah, it hits really fast actually. I think that might be the play. You give up Wrecking Ball. But honestly, that's fine in my opinion. Because the way people were using Wrecking Ball is they'll use Shockwave, right? And then they'll Wrecking Ball someone onto the ground so they can continue damaging them. Because it's a knockdown, you can damage the person without breaking it, right? Because they still need to get up. There's a bunch. There's a bunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is pretty good, actually. But dude, 20% rend? That's a lot. I was hoping we ran into someone that was flagged. Go up there. Up there.
No.
There's a bunch over there.
Okay.
Did this guy just spend like 20 minutes standing there? I've never paid someone to be on my team. What?
There was a guy above. This economy is very confusing. Some people want you to pay them to carry them. Others want to pay for carrying. No consistency. I agree, though. It's like...
They're paying 4K per key, though.
Yeah.
They are paying for the keys and carry you as a bonus for buying your key. Oh, I can't type in recruitment. Fuck.
Yeah.
Because
another great thing.
Yeah. Speaking of bugs, you want to talk in global? Well, if you want to play Outpost Rush, you got to pick one.
Yep.
So fucking stupid.
Maybe it's on purpose because they expect people to get so freaking toxic after playing OPR that they're like, nah, you need to be banned from every chat. Like,
So fucking dumb. There's actually a chest over there. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I'm non-critting for like 4.4. That's huge.
yeah.
It's like another 800 damage just for using armor breaking. That's fucking
Hmm.
nutty. Oh, the question is, does it AoE? No, it doesn't AoE. Sadly, it's definitely not AoE. So it's definitely a focus thing. Honestly, I wish it wasn't Seafoam Velvet. What? Ooh, a captain's bed. What does that look like? Oh, it looks dope. I want to make that.
Just wait till you get all the recipes from me as
I
well. Or
I
not
got a
recipes,
lot of
schematics.
fancy fucking things. Like a
Hmm.
lot of fancy things. And I'm just like, I want to break them all down right now and see what they look like, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Yeah. Wait. Patiently waiting. Still can't believe I'm selling freaking corn for 10 gold a pop. And I'm actually selling it right now.
They're actually selling?
They're actually selling.
What the
Which is
fuck are we
like
farming these for? We should just farm
I
corn.
yeah, I know. Like I was kind of sitting with that bitter feeling. I was uh like I know we're doing this and we're streaming it and all that kind of stuff, but all the money I could be making right now.
We'll just go fucking farm corn. We'll become farmers. The
uh,
fuck? Like
wanna know how?
I knew you said they were selling for 10 a pop, and I was like, okay, they're selling for 10 a pop, but no one's gonna fucking buy it at 10 a pop.
The thing is, baby, the thing is, there was no corn on the market. It's me that put it for 10 gold just to see if it was gonna sell. But I'm the
Why are
only one
people buying
providing
it for
corn.
10 gold, dude? That shit's so easy to fucking farm.
I don't know how the market
They're
was empty
stupid?
of corn though. Like, how is there no corn on the auction house?
Was there a fucking patch note saying that corn is gonna get removed?
Uh,
Next update, no corn.
get your corn now.
Honestly,
uh,
after we finish this, we'll go farm corn.
yeah. Cranberries and strawberries and corn. Those are the guaranteed ones, always.
Cranberries are always low, though, now.
They're back up again
At
to
1G, or...
almost, yep, above 1G. I think it was 150. They're back to.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like
cranberries are decent now.
it will go down to like 0.14 and then a couple of days later it'll go back up again. So they're always worth hanging on to.
What are people using these fucking materials for? Honestly, like, what supply or what demand of fucking supply is there to instantly buy out the entire fucking market?
I don't
You know what I
know.
mean? Like, what is it? What is causing people to do these fucking strange trends?
Leveling
God
cooking,
damn.
maybe. But even then, why would you buy corn for 10 gold to level cooking?
It's just not worth it.
Yeah, no. Like, what the hell? Especially since it's so easy to go down and farm. I don't get it.
Oh, battery's low.
Ow. Wait, did he just puke on you?
Yep.
Ew.
Damn. I wish Armor Breaker hit, like, targets in the close vicinity of it. That, I mean, come on. AGS? Please? The hammerhead is pretty fucking wide. It could hit a couple people.
Yeah, like do a swing kind of thing.
No, not even a swing. It's just like straight in front of you. It's kind of like a thrust.
Yeah.
The damage goes up so fucking much. That's huge, man. That's huge. I think it's at the top. There's one more. Yeah. Damn. Not much of a yield this time.
I'm just thinking, like, for stuff like corn, whether it's worth completely buying out the market and then putting your own prices on it once
I
in a
mean,
while.
I used to do that on WoW. I used to do that with
Yeah.
Netherweave, back in Burning Crusade, because everyone needed Netherweave.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing too. I would sell a BOE uh what were they? Formulas for like pretty much God, what was it called? Dude, it's been so long. For fucking tailoring, thank you. Jesus Christ. So I would sell a BOE schematic for tailoring for like a somewhat like high item level, you know?
Yeah.
Like a decent stat line. And then at the same time, I would buy out literally all the materials that you needed for it
Yeah.
and then reprice it. And the market would just sit there for like weeks. And people wouldn't know how to effectively like fucking farm it for some goddamn reason.
Yeah.
Because you got to realize, like, back then, guides weren't really a thing. Like, they were, but they weren't. Like, essentially, everything was on, like, on a website. I
Yeah.
think this is the one that doesn't have something up top. No, it does. It has the supply stock.
Oh,
Has Big Boyo.
big boyo. We like big boyo. Yeah.
Mahogany
People
Armoire. What's crazy is, like, you see how much time I spend wasting on this, but then randomly, you get those fucking... Those fucking sweet, juicy 7K value fucking items.
Yeah.
And it makes it all worth it. Okay, it doesn't reach that far.
Oh, drop the green from.
I guess maybe it's because of the animation, like the animation might be a little slow,
Yeah.
right? If they add a slight lunge to it. See, here's the thing. The lunge on auto abilities, I understand being pretty short because they're fucking just auto attacks. But I feel like skills should have a little bit of reach. You know what I mean? For consistency. Like, I went to play Hatchet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually bought a couple items for like a total of 500 gold to make like a little basic ass hatchet set.
Yeah.
Hitting things with hatchet is so fucking dumb. It's so dumb. Like like Feral Rush, you'll jump on top of someone and you'll miss the Feral Rush. It's like, dude, how is this not hitting them?
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense. AGS's hit detection for a lot of these weapons are just really fucking bad. Glint strands.
Another thing on the list of what the hell.
Well, like, just consistency, adding consistency to their game. Right? It's why you see, like, great axes are so favorable right now. It's because they don't necessarily miss all the fucking time, right? They actually hit frequently. But until they actually make it so, like, you know, items hit detect, like, the weapon's hit detection is actually stable, that, like, you'll see that the entire game is going to be overrun by, like, warhammers and fucking great axe and fucking mages. It's like, and fucking muskets and bows, because hatchet misses all the goddamn time. Like, even like spear has a decent hit detection in comparison. Like, it's fair, You know, like it actually makes sense. But Hatchet, it is so fucking terrible. It is so fucking bad. They need to increase the range of collision for the weapons, is what it is.
Mhm.
Right? Like Hatchet's set to like 0.01. It's so fucking bad, dude.
Yeah. The code
It
is telling me
reminds me
I'm.
of like using T-Rex arms.
Rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, you got these little T-Rex arms and you're swinging this hatchet and you're like, wonder why I'm missing everything. All right, so we'll be corn farmers for the day. I don't think I have a decent costume for that. I guess I can use the fisherman's set.
Yeah, I was about to say, wear the fisherman's set. I guess that works.
All right.
You want my schematics so you can
Yeah,
open
let
them
me
all?
break down all these garbos.
Yeah.
Let me break down the
Sorry.
garbos.
Sorry. I was already clicked it when you said it.
Can we
So I
just have
learned,
mass salvage, please?
yeah.
Okay, change skin. Hold on. That works. Skin. Yeah, that works. You can keep the masks the same. I'm a farmer now, trust me. It's more like a hunter set. Mahogany bookcase.
Yeah, if you have
Right
any of
there.
them, tell me and I'll use them myself. But here you go.
Hold on. I have the maple bookcase right now.
Okay. Let me see which one that is. That's mahogany maple cabinet bookcase. There you go.
And maple bookcase 2, I know I have. That's in my inventory.
The mahogany one.
No, maple. Oh, you okay. That should be good.
There you go. Enjoy.
Let's see here. Fucking gloves are so weird, man.
But there is none for the gloves for the fisher set.
Hmm?
There's no gloves for the fisherman
Yeah, there
set.
is. It's Grand Fisher gloves.
I can't see them.
R- Scroll to the bottom.
Yeah, I swear I don't have them.
You should. Look at the stream. They're right here. They're at the very end. The Royal Fisher gloves.
Oh, there.
Ooh, that's been a while since we've done some fishing too. Where
Yeah,
would
we
be a
could
good
go
place for some
fishing.
corn? Corn would be
Any
yeah, where the
farm,
fuck is
really.
corn? Oh, okay, okay. There's some by Everfall. Oh, Windsword has a few. Okay, fuck the Everfall. Hermit. Go to Hermit Shrine.
Should we put on farmer accents as well? I don't even know how
No.
you make a farmer accent.
No. Oh, there's actually a ton by Windsword.
Yeah, that's usually where I go.
We'll check those out. There's a fair amount over there. Then, oh, actually, you're at Windsword. You do the
Yeah,
Windsword ones. I'll go over here.
it's dumping off items and putting on my harvester set instead.
Oh, did you hear in the next expansion, or not next expansion, next update? They're adding stuff to increase yield for harvesting and all that shit.
Ah,
Yeah, they're adding a bunch of perks, which will help the game a lot as far as like
yeah.
traders go. Which, in all honesty, people complain a lot about it takes so much to level up. Well, if they add a bunch of perks that
Yeah.
increases the amount of yield you're getting, that complaint's dead.
Yeah.
Right? If it's quite a bit of a yield increase, like, dude, there's no reason to complain, right?
Hmm.
If anything, being a higher level is gonna help with your trades huge, just because you'll have like those max yields. You'll be able to farm a fuck ton of stuff really easily.
Hmm.
Like, I think that would be chill. We're totally flagged right now too.
It's fine.
I'm on
Definitely
the
will happen.
cabbage farm. Ah, I found all the corn. So that's 30 gold, huh?
Yep. Unless the price has gone down since we started streaming, which is highly a high
English is
possibility.
hard.
Yeah. Which is a high possibility, but it should still be high. Like it should still be at least above 5 gold.
Even at 2 gold.
Yeah. Even then. And even at 1 gold, it's worth it. And even
I don't
then,
know, 1 gold,
it's
it's only 3 gold per loot.
yeah,
They're
but
not that condensed is the problem.
if there's only like 100 on the market, you might as well buy them out and put them back to
Just
10 gold.
repost them for fucking be a dick. Does barley still sell for a lot or no?
Yeah, 2 gold.
Okay.
But just grab everything, baby, because the stuff we can't sell, I can use for cooking. That's what
You
I
want to be
always do.
efficient though. This is the end game right here, boys. This is end
Farming.
game. Picking up corn. But you didn't think you'd be doing this at high level. Like, I'll just buy everything when I'm at max level. I don't have to worry about it. Nah, man. You're the guy putting it up.
Don't be dumb. Be
Oh,
smart.
there's an achievement I'm working on. Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Too bad. I'll show you when I get it.
Oh.
Stream could snitch me out, but I doubt it. Because here's the thing. It's a 0.01. No one knows.
I still can't believe that cooking achievement I got is 0
How's
point
squash right now?
zero
Squash
02.
is usually pretty good too.
Squash is pretty bad right now.
Is it? It's usually like 0.3.
It's been bad for a while actually. That's why I've just been keeping it. Carrots is back up in price. I am legit a farmer. What the keeping track of the daily veggie fucking prices.
Honestly, I wish you could make a farm. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Uh, AGS later in the game, you should totally have it so you can buy plots of land.
Yeah, why
That would be
not?
so fucking sick, dude.
If you got an estate, why wouldn't you have farmland with it?
And honestly, I feel like another thing they could do. It might be like pointless for a lot of people, but imagine if you could buy properties that are not in town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. AGS could take this and pretty much put this in a big ol' like system or whatever. But
Yeah.
essentially, you can buy a plot of land that's outside of the town, and you can have storage and shit, but it's not connected to the town, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
couldn't use it for crafting stations. Now, that being said, because it's not connected to the town, it's cheaper, but you can store all your shit, right? You can actually put them in like fair locations. Like, for example, since it's not connected to storage, put it between Windsword and Everfall, right? So they can actually
Yeah.
pick up their stuff and walk between the zones, you know, as however they see fit. And
Mm-hmm.
because it's not in the towns, the taxes are a lot less effective affecting them. And then on top of it, right, it's you can have your farm that way too. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So it's kind of like it's three birds one stone, right? It's for the people that don't have that much of an income. You lose the benefit of storage to crafting station, which to a lot of people that's a deal breaker, right? That alone
Yep.
would be a deal breaker, but it's cheaper, right? Everyone always complains about the taxes and this and that, right? This
Yep.
solves that problem, allows them to have a house to be able to enjoy that aspect of the game. Meanwhile, it enables them to just be able to afford being able to do stuff that, you know, a lot of the later game like people that like actually made an income are able to enjoy. You lose the
Mm-hmm.
benefits, like I said, of using the crafting stations and having direct storage to like trade posts. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you gain the ability to actually be able to fucking store shit. It's cheaper, and if you can make farmlands out of it, like if AGS allows you to plant crops and shit that you have to actually tend to, that'd be a whole cool fucking new aspect of it. God, now I
And
really want them to do that. You know what I mean?
and
I would
they
totally do
they
that. I would totally be down for that.
they could add basic crafting stations, but have it like trophies kind of situation. So you have to, you know,
Level it
um,
up or farm the materials to actually do it.
exactly, but it will only be like basic ones. So let's say like you can only get max level 3. That's it. Then otherwise you have to go to a town to get.
That I, you know what? I was about to say, well, then it would kind of suck because then, you know, like you wouldn't be able to craft your endgame shit there anyways. You know, so
Yeah.
you'd end up having to go to a town. But it kind of makes sense because if you look at it at the grand
Mm-hmm.
scheme of things, the industrial complexes are always the ones with the most fancy shit, right? So if
Yeah.
you really wanted to have like the best top of the line shit to say craft a 600 gear score item,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna need, you know, that industrial status.
And that
Meanwhile, you
way
have all the perks
the
of being able to farm the basic shit anyways.
yeah, that way you don't have to leave your house to do basic stuff, but the
You know what?
companies holding territory would still get a bonus out of it.
I would say the stations that craft materials
Yeah.
can only go to tier 3. But like the loom, right, for weaving, for smelting and stuff, I think that
Yeah.
should be allowed to go to tier 5. To be able
Yeah.
to process
Agreed.
everything to the max tier, that would be dope. I should actually make a forum post about that. Damn, that would be sick. That would address a lot of the complaints that lower casual players have.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the income, like since they're casual, their income gets fucked by their housing rent. Would reduce the rent, add versatility,
Hmm.
and being able to do fancier shit. Meanwhile, if I mean when you're out of town, right?
Yep.
Like you wouldn't have an industrial smelter, or you wouldn't be able to have like a fancy smelter at your apartment. It's a fucking
No.
apartment, or even a house in general, right? Even if you had a massive house, like there's so many fucking rules and regulations and shit.
Yep. Because let's face it, they are gonna add estates or mentions eventually. Like otherwise, that would be such missed potential if they didn't.
Well, because you see my house. My house is like considered what a like a max tier house. It's one of the 20K
Yeah.
ones. And don't get me wrong, it's somewhat big, but it has no yard. Its interior is really not as big as you would think. Like
Mm-hmm.
considered to like modern homes, it's pretty small. Right? It has 3 rooms and a patio.
Yep.
Right? That's literally an apartment. Wow, corn respawn timer is actually pretty short.
Yeah. Like I'm actually struggling to where I want to buy a house because let's face it, I'm mainly in Windsor, so why wouldn't I buy a house in Windsor? Like that's where my main storage is going to be. But I don't like Windsor as a city and I don't want to have a house there
We
because,
can we can move to Evanscale.
yeah.
Like
But you get what I
Evanscale's not
mean,
bad.
right?
Yeah.
Cuz you kind of want to have the house in the main city that you spend time in.
Yeah, but the problem with Windsword is like if you look at the crafting, oh, they're starting to get all the crafting stations up actually.
Yeah, they're getting
Finally,
there again. Yeah, finally. The
all that
cooking
shit was
station is
fucking
still low.
super low.
Yeah. But the thing about Windsword is that it's so nice and centered on the map as well. Like Everfall and Windsword has such a nice position.
Yeah, because in general, you're getting a reduced tax of travel.
Yep.
And here's a crazier food for thought. If your faction doesn't own those, it's
Mm-hmm.
more the reason to have a house there. Because traveling to those main cities is fucking expensive.
Yep.
It's actually expensive when you're not part of that faction. Like I get away with having like low Azoth just because my house is at Windsword, even though we don't have Windsword,
Yep.
right? Because I can recall to the house. And the reset prices is not determined based on your what faction holds that zone. So
Mm.
regardless if we hold the zone or not, I still only have to pay like 40 Azoth to reset it, right?
Yep.
So it's just for me it's cheap regardless. But Evanscale's kind of dope. Um Man, a lot of the really nice zones like Eden's Grove and shit, you can't have because it's no faction can claim territory over it. They don't really have any housing availability or anything like that. But those zones are actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do because they are releasing expansions.
Yeah. Weren't they actually saying that they were gonna release one fairly soon?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a December update, but I think it is.
Yeah,
You
because
know
they,
what? It'd
they
be
were gonna
funny
add
if
some
that patch
Christmas
was
stuff.
today and we just fucking forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know from the pictures and stuff they were gonna add some Christmas stuff, and I'm kind of sitting here like it's the 12th today. There is well for us there's 12 days for till Christmas, because we celebrate on the 24th, while Americans and stuff on the 25th.
We do both.
Yeah, but we only do the 24th. So for me, it's like, okay, there's 12 days till Christmas. If you want to release something for Christmas, isn't it about time now? Like,
Yeah, that was another thing too. Like, remember the Thanksgiving event that happened like
yeah,
2 weeks after Thanksgiving?
I know. I
It's like,
know.
timing.
And how long was the turducken or whatever they were called up for? Like a week?
I don't even think they were up for a week. They were up for no, yeah, it was 1 week. It was exactly 1 week.
Yep.
I I don't know why they did that, to be honest.
And
It
all
was
we got was
so
the turkey.
short.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it should be a month-long thing.
Yeah. At least 2 weeks at least.
I wonder how much those turkey legs are going for now.
And not that much. Food has gone down to 1.2K. Um, and I haven't been able to sell my food.
Honestly, I feel like that food should have yielded a lot of EXP. I think
Yeah.
that would have made something a lot more, how would I say it? Like if crafting the food gave you a fuck ton of cooking experience,
Mm-hmm.
people would have been all about that shit.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, at the end of the day, 33 constitution's nice, and 5% luck on food is kind of like, it's like meh. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but
you
like,
would use it for an expedition, but outside of that, it's kind of
yeah.
like, it's whatever.
It's because you're completely right. It could have been a freaking boost your cooking skill event kind of deal.
Right? And
It's
it's
such a missed
Thanksgiving.
opportunity.
It's fucking
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
exactly. I hadn't thought about this before, but it's such a missed opportunity. Like, why wouldn't you
Mhm.
do that?
That was the very first. Remember what I asked you? I was like, it's available at level 0, but how much EXP does it give?
Yeah,
And then I went over to the crafting station and I'm like, why does it yield 1?
yeah,
That's stupid. It should have fucking yielded like a fair amount of EXP. That way you
exactly.
level up cooking, right? And it's available for everyone because you can craft it at like cooking 1.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, it's celebrating the event and it's kind of like everyone's all about cooking dinners together and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
oh, we're gonna go all hunt cook like turkeys and then craft all this shit. It's it was and it was released after. You know what I mean? If you're releasing
Mm-hmm.
an event 2 weeks after fucking Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
bro, the timing's fucked. The timing's fucked, my guy.
And you have to do something to apologize. Like, well, you don't have to, but yeah,
This game, man, AGS, it's getting there, right? It's
yeah,
getting there. I'll say that it's getting there. Like there's there's a lot of good, but there's also a lot of fucking bad.
yeah.
There's so much bad. It's like
Luckily,
at
the
that point
good
where it's
still
like,
outweighs the bad, though.
yeah, I still have fun. I don't mind this gathering, you know.
Yeah.
To me, like I actually enjoy gathering and somewhat. Like I'll go through these phases where I want to do a lot of gathering, and then
Mhm.
there's also phases where I want to do a lot of fucking PvP. What I don't like is when I have to do gathering to do PvP, right? Those
Yeah.
two entities I feel like should be separate. But since honing stones are a thing, potions are a thing, this and that are a thing, it's like you don't have a choice. You you either have to spend a fuck ton of money to just do Outpost Rush. That's the part that
Yep.
fucking blows my mind. To do Outpost Rush, everyone's using like powerful honing stones. They're using fucking potions out the ass, and I'm like, dude, you're not making money off of this.
No.
How are you making any form of money? You're fucking spamming potions. Because each one goes for like almost 5 gold a pop.
Mhm.
It's at that point. That was one of like that was one of the incentives for me to get my Arcana up too. Because I told you how like I wanted to be able to craft you those gauntlets and shit like that. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like crafting potions is a big fucking deal. Because you can make quite a bit of money off of crafting potions.
Yeah. Um, hemp is still not the best thing. Like it's 0.12 per,
It
but
went
that has
down.
also
It went down.
it's also been a major thing that I've been gathering
Fluctuation.
lately. Yeah, because like on my little route here, I'll gather like 3K fibers and well 0.12 per. It's like what, at least 200 gold for 3K.
After this corn rotation, doing one more corn rotation, I'll post more corn up.
Yeah.
What the fuck are these posts, man? I woke up and my girl left me a cardboard cutout of Shrek.
Yeah. People are so mean.
Yeah, there's something in the water.
I just don't understand how people come up with this shit as well.
They're little meme lords, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but how do you have the imagination to come up with some of the stuff they write?
It's kind of like, let me find out the technical term. I can't really find it, but there's like, like how some cringy people will just say like the most random fucking shit. Like they'll just
Yeah.
say it's. I mean, it's along those lines where it's not necessarily imagination. It's just like it's just some weirdo shit,
Yeah.
right? Their mind can't. Their mind doesn't function on normalities, and a lot of people like they find addiction to cringe, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
find it to be funny and enjoyable, and so they're so focused around that their mind starts developing cringy statements, right? So when you have this fascination of weirdo shit, that's what a meme lord is. Meme lord
Yeah.
is someone that's like they're obsessed with fucking memes. They don't know anything outside of memes. So all they try and do all day is meme. To me, it's cringy, right? There's
Yeah.
some things that are funny, but there's also moderation, right? It's kind of like stand-up comedy. You can enjoy stand-up comedy every now and then,
Yeah.
but when you try and have a back-to-back fucking 12-hour episode of stand-up comedy, it loses its flair like really
Yeah.
fucking fast. So, I'm actually gonna port back because the respawn is low right now.
Yeah, I'm almost getting to the third farm now.
The one at the hills.
One right next to Hermit. I put a mark on it. Wait,
All
that's the
right.
fourth farm actually. Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
fourth farm.
that's
Sorry.
the ones I was doing.
Oh,
There's two clusters of three. There's a cluster of three next to Windsword, and then
yeah.
there's a cluster of three to the west of whatchamacallit? This guy posted it for 9.8. He only posted 2, so I'll post fucking my 107 at 10 gold anyways. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Death
Screw that.
modes. 8.8, not bad. And then what was the other one? Barley?
Barley, yeah.
Barley.
Barley.
Earth modes usually go really well too.
Carrots were okay as well, but I posted like 1,000, almost 2,000 carrots earlier. So
I have a few carrots. There was one spot that had a fair amount of carrots.
yeah. I don't think I'm gonna sell them though. I might just have to use them for cooking when I have that many. Honestly. Um I've been selling some rations for like 3
37.
gold per as well. Which has earned me quite a bit of money.
Okay, check on carrots. I got buy orders for 0.2. Oh yeah, they're at 0.37.
Yeah.
It's fine. And is there anything else I wanted to sell? Guess I can dump some star. 0.7? I mean, it's not bad. Actually, no, I can craft these into fucking... What am I doing? I
I
can
was
craft
about to
those
say, didn't you?
into ingots. The ingots
Yeah,
sell
didn't you
for
want to
like
make this?
quite a bit too.
Because I have all that iron for you as well, so you could turn those into trinkets.
Yeah. Wait, what is overburning me? Those. I think it's, yeah, all the regions we farmed at the other one. Okay. There's no corn there.
Oh, at the farm I'm on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting broccoli. Broccoli also usually sells for a bit.
Oh,
Not as
okay.
much as corn, but this is the only farm that has broccoli.
Good old corn farms.
Yeah. So what are you doing for money? I'm farming corn.
Reconnection successful.
Okay, good.
That was weird, man. OBS disconnected for a second.
It gives a mild heart attack. It's like, no.
You know what actually sells really well? It doesn't
Mhm.
sell for as much as like a lot of these random resources that people need. Oil sells out so fucking fast, man. It
Yeah.
sells so fast. It blows my mind how quick you could just dump fucking oil. I should probably skip the third farm. No, I'll grab the cows over here first. Oh, good call. Earth crags are up. Well, one of them.
Pedal caps still sell for 1 gold per.
Really?
Yep.
I've been skipping those because they keep fluctuating between like actually worth money and worth fucking nothing.
And I think mushrooms is like 2 gold or something like that. Around that.
Mushrooms are actually really easy to farm. Over Shattered
You get
Mountains, those
them.
blood ones.
Yeah. And you get them from pedal caps. So
Oh,
it's a
double
good
dipping
idea to
on the
grab
pedal
them.
caps.
Yeah. Good idea to
I see
grab
one
them.
cow. Where's the other cow?
Ammo. Now I really want chocolate milk.
All my Earth and Death modes for selling.
So
It's
nice
a
when you go
little
to
known
the
fact. If you're undercutting, you're doing it wrong.
yeah.
It prioritizes the most recent poster. So when you undercut, it doesn't do anything for you. It
Oh
literally doesn't do anything for you. The only thing you can justify is like, oh, well, I don't mind selling it at this price, so okay. Why not just get the maximum value? Because it's
yeah.
always going to prioritize the lowest one. And when you go to post yours at a lower price, you know what happens? It fucking just dumps, it locks you in at that price. So you can never sell it for more. Because people that post after you are going to post it at your price. And then what ends up happening is you lost the priority anyways. So it never makes any sense to undercut. Even by 0.01, it doesn't make any sense. You can post it for the same value that everyone else is and still get yours bought out first. As I've just shown. I just posted all mine up. I did it at the lowest price that everyone else had it. But mine
Yeah.
gets bought first. That's why I say, no point. Literally no point.
And the people that undercut with like 20, 50 gold, just F you. Literally F you. Because all you're doing is destroying the market and the economy. There is no point in you doing that.
Whenever I see that, I just don't sell.
Yeah.
I'll literally wait for the market to resettle. You know why they do that? It's so they can buy it at a lower price.
Yeah.
Right? They'll sell like a fair chunk, hoping that it locks the market in at that price. And then if they can buy it at that price, all they're doing is they're cutting themselves on the taxes, but they're actually being able to buy the item in general for a much lower price. So if you're going for a bulk purchase of something, say you need a fuck ton of iron, and you need the iron prices to be lower, well, if you post 3K at your price, right? Like, what ends up happening is everyone that posts after you are going to be posting at your price or lower, which means you can get it at a cheaper bargain. So yes, 1 to 2 hours of farm gets sold at the price that you desire, but then the market just in general drops. So you can still buy it at your price.
So you might be doing yourself a favor, but
It's the long haul. You're playing for the long haul.
Yeah.
People don't think about next week. They think about right now.
Yeah.
See, I just posted all my modes. I just sold out on my death modes. Another thing, too, that people don't realize is holding. Right? When the market is low... Ooh, Vial of Azoth. That's no, stop. It's like 100 gold. When you hold your supply and you're not making it available for the market, if people keep buying out the higher ones... Oh, that's squash.
Yeah.
If people keep buying out the ones that are at a lower price than what you would desire to sell it, eventually the market will rise up to the price you desire. Unless it's just a stupid common item, right?
Yep.
Like if you're holding out on like iron, like dude, good luck. That's not going to change. People farm the shit out of that. Right? This is basic economy shit. But for example, like corn, right? Apparently market got sold out, so now we're gathering a bunch of corn, so we have stuff for the market.
Supply and demand.
Yeah, supply and demand. You show me that the demand is there, then I will definitely go farm it real quick.
Which it was. Like, I sold all my corn fairly quickly, 30 minutes after I posted it. And when you went to post, there was only 2 other corns there.
There was 2 corns at 9.8.
Yeah.
And I just refused to sell mine to at 9.8 because there's only
Yeah.
2 of them. So I'll sell mine at 10. So if someone goes to buy out the 9.8, then people will start buying mine anyways. It's
Yeah.
not like his share of the market's that big. I have like
No,
107 of them up there. He has 2.
exactly. No need to lower your price for that.
Yeah, that's like imagining like a major company reducing their price because of some random fucking Chinese company offers it for slightly cheaper. Samsung is not going to adjust their prices to China.
Just because Huawei sells a phone cheaper than you do.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not the same quality or quantity.
no. Imagine though, freaking Samsung going down in price because of freaking
Yeah,
Huawei phone.
imagine, like I heard you can get a 3070 from Wish for like $200. Don't buy from Wish. Please, dear God, don't buy from Wish.
No.
But imagine
Ex-
if Asus is like, man, we were trying to sell these for like 2 to 3 grand. I guess we can't sell them for these prices. No, it's not. No, it's not how the
and
market works.
and just think about this for just a minute. If you buy a phone from China, do you know how much spyware there's on that phone? Because that's just how China is. They spy on their citizens like crazy. You think that's gonna
It's
be
actually there's certain phones that are illegal in the
yeah,
United States. We can't buy certain Chinese phones with a certain chip because there is spyware.
yeah.
The phone is actually illegal.
Just look at the whole case with Huawei, just because we were talking about it anyways, where they got sued for having spyware and shit on their phones. And I was sitting there like, I've been using Huawei for like 10 years. Uh, I don't like this.
That's
But
not.
mm,
Hold on. You can keep going.
I was happy with my Huawei phones, for a long time. But recently, since they don't have Google on them anymore due to
Google
legal
doesn't support
reasons,
them.
yeah, I had to switch. So I got a Samsung instead, which I'm happy with. Like, I'm not complaining.
Samsungs are nice phones.
Yeah, if they don't blow up, that is. But yeah, they're really nice
Most
phones.
people nowadays aren't even old enough to know about that battery fiasco. It was
Yeah.
so fucking funny. It was so fucking funny. So I had like a S6, right?
hmm
Which was like it was the version before the new phone. I forgot what it I think it was Samsung Galaxy 7. It might have been the
Yeah.
8. Um so I had like an older phone, but it was still a good phone, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm the kind of person that will use the phone forever and a half. Like right
Exactly.
now, I have a Razer phone too. I've had it for like 2, 3 years. Like,
hmm
like I bought the phone, still using it. Right.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm not using that Samsung Galaxy S6 is because the screen shattered. Like, and I didn't want to fucking replace it. It's not worth the cost of repair. Um, but anyways, launched. So there was this guy named. Nah, I'm not gonna drop names. There was this guy, at my workplace, right? Who would talk so much shit because he has the new
Yeah.
phone, right? And he got the
What?
Note version too, so he thought he was a big wig. The fucking battery blew up on him. I'm like, what? What? What were you saying? Huh? What? Huh? So every
Karma
time he
is a
went to talk shit
bitch.
after that, like it didn't matter what it was. When he just went to shit talk, I'd just be like, at least my phone doesn't blow up.
That shut him up real quick, didn't it?
Yeah, no matter what it was, it could be anywhere between cutting potatoes to fucking programming PLCs. It wouldn't matter what it would be. I would just be like, at least my phone doesn't blow up. Talking all that good shit.
Oh my god. Yeah.
There's a reason why when phones, like, okay, whenever a company goes to implement something like a new battery is a
Mm-hmm.
prime example. Like say a phone company goes, okay, we're gonna try and implement this new battery, blah 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 blah. Don't buy their first flagship of that new battery. It
No,
is dumb.
no, no,
It
no,
is
no.
actually stupid because you don't know how it's going to interact with the electronics. Give it a while, right? You don't
Yeah,
want to jump on that bandwagon to be the first ones to buy that phone and first ones to test out the new battery because shit like that happens where the fucking
yeah,
battery pops. It wasn't regulated as it should have been for that battery. And so that's the issue. It had fucking over amperage and it ended up exploding. It couldn't fucking actually stop itself from pretty much like shorting out.
yeah.
Now, that being said, you know, there's certain like new technologies that you could definitely enjoy on this first flagship release, depending on the price, right? You got to be smart
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to electronics, and you're always like, oh, I want to have the new shit. I want to have the new shit. I want to have the new shit. Why don't you investigate what the new shit is supposed to improve
Yeah.
and actually have a comparison for it so you can appreciate it? You got a bunch of people that are like, oh, I'm going to buy an Apple phone because it's nice and new. Fuck
Mm,
Apple.
yeah. Mm-mm.
Here's the thing. Anyone that ever follows me ever and they try and brag about their Apple phones, you're a fucking tool.
Yeah.
Apple, like if you go, oh, it's nice, simple, easy, like I enjoy it because it's, it's simple. Okay, that's fair.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. If you're like, oh, you have Android, so you're poor, blah 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 blah. Man, you can't even buy my phone. It's not even
No.
available for you. Runs Genshin Impact at fucking 45 FPS on a phone. On a phone,
Yeah.
right? It's fucking capped at 45. It's just like it baffles me. It's like my shit functions and does what I want it to really fucking well. Don't target something because of the brand and don't try and fucking poor shame people. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves. People that try
Yeah.
and poor shame are just fucking absolute idiots. Like you have to have knowledge in order to have an argument or a debate, right?
Yeah.
That's my big stance point. Don't fucking bring opinionated shit and try and state like people are beneath you because of something of your opinion. You're a fucking idiot, right?
Like, it's sure Apple phones might be nice, but I just rather spend that money on a Samsung, like cheaper money on a Samsung, and then the rest of the money that I could use on buying
But here's the
an
thing
Apple
too.
phone on
There's
other
Android
things.
there's Android phones that are more expensive than Apple.
Yeah.
There's Android phones that are more expensive than Apple products.
Yeah, but
And they
like,
have justification for their reasoning.
yeah.
Apple phones are the exact same shit, right? There's barely any upgrades, but they have to release a new one every year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's garbage. It's fucking garbage. Like it makes no difference. You got to realize when you look at the lawsuits against Apple, this is the
Mm-hmm.
company that was intentionally throttling your devices in order for it to force you to buy the new ones.
Yeah.
And so when you're sitting there fangirling this company that was intentionally fucking you, bro, really?
Mm-hmm.
How like ignorant do you have to be to just allow not only get fucked by a company, but brag about it?
Yeah.
It
Why do you
doesn't
think
matter.
it's a bragging right? Just because
Dude,
you
Apple's
own
such a
something
shitty company.
specific?
They treat they look at their customers like tools and they look at their employees like tools.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I worked for Apple. I used to do work at the Apple warehouse. And like we were a bunch of us were temps working for an Apple warehouse,
Mm-hmm.
and they would section you off at different type of sections, such as like there was clamshell, which is pretty much the monitors of their uh Apple laptops. And then
Yeah.
you would have the you know, iPod, iPad, all that shit, right? And originally I was set up for iPad. They would work you these unreasonable, ungodly fucking hours, right? Like it was disgusting. It was actually fucking disgusting. Where you would show up at like 6 a.m. and you would be there all the way until like 3 to 4 p.m. And you're making minimum fucking wage.
Yeah.
Right? And then they would like all their fucking requirements where like they were fucking their employees. They are so fucked. They are absolutely fucked. You're working at minimum wage. If you showed up 5 minutes late and you do that 3 times, they'll fire you. You're not allowed to have any of your devices on the campus. You have to leave it in your fucking car.
What?
Yeah, this is a real thing. You have to leave it in your fucking car. Meanwhile, their supervisors would treat you like shit. And when it's on break time, like, it's just everything about it was so fucked. During breaks and shit, right? You are given like 5 to 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes is standard. But you got to realize you have to funnel through this bottleneck of a fucking hallway and magnetic machines and shit. So by the time you're out there, you probably have about like 5 minutes before you got to turn around and get back. And if you're late on your break because of the bottleneck of getting back in, you get written up. Yeah. Well, I ended up getting sent off to what is known as BER verification, which means beyond economical repair.
Yeah.
So I would get these iPads, right? And I would state whether that they were repairable or not. Well, financially worth repairing.
Yeah.
Now, some of them, it would make sense why they would send it to me and have me verify it.
Yeah.
And then some of them, you didn't need to send that to me.
This is shattered beyond recognition kind of thing.
No, like lit on fire and folded in half. Really? Really?
Really?
No, there's nothing you can repair of that fucking thing.
No. What the hell?
I've literally, listen, I don't mean the top of the iPad is touching the bottom. I mean the sides of the iPad are touching each other. Like taco shit. Like, like there's nothing you can fucking salvage from that. Why are you bringing that shit to me? Literally had ones that were melted. I'm like, there's been ones where I opened the box and it was like ash, and I'm like, are you fucking with me?
What?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. And then all you see is like a shell with all the components in it. I'm like, dude, this thing's fucked beyond belief. Why are you sending this to me? Fucking stupid, man. Some of them, it makes sense. Like, oh, is this worth repairing, right? Because there's a slight bowing in the back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could replace the shell of it and it should be fine as long as the fucking, the board isn't cracked in half, right? So there's certain things that you could investigate and it's fine.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was just like, dude, are you a complete fucking idiot?
Yeah.
Mind you, this is also the same company. Okay, I'm going to expose some shit right now. All right? Here's some real exposure of why I do not fuck with Apple in any way, shape, or form.
Sign a NDA so you can get
NDA wouldn't. No, it's been over 10 years. It wouldn't matter. The NDAs don't last forever. They're not permanent. So actually, there's certain NDAs that are permanent, but at a $10 an hour job, you're not signing no fucking super high end NDA. There are some NDAs I do have signed, right? When I was working in compliance laboratories, because there were devices that I've seen that haven't hit the market even yet.
Yeah.
They still, I'm looking for them. You know, they still haven't reached the market.
Yeah.
And it's been like 7 years. And they still haven't hit the market. I'm like, God damn, how long does this process take? I thought the the FCC regulation shit was the last part of it, but apparently it's
Mhm.
not, because they still haven't hit the market. Anyways, so where was I? Oh, fucking Apple. So you
Yeah.
know the refurbished shit?
I honestly know nothing about Apple.
Do you know what refurbished means?
Reuse?
Yeah, reuse shit, right?
Yeah.
So Apple has a standard, right,
Yeah.
for their reused electronics, right? Because they, even though it's used, they want to make sure that you're having the good product, right? They have a list of standards that have to be met for something to be resold as refurbished.
Yeah.
Do you know how many iPads that I saw that didn't pass that shit? That the fucking lead would just be like, it's fine.
What the fuck?
Swear to God. And it wasn't just my section either. Every section was like that. They don't give a fuck. It's refurbished. It's fine. They'll just fucking sell. It's sold at a reduced price anyways, right? But then they get to claim that those standards are being upheld, but they're not. They're
Yeah.
absolutely fucking not. That's why when you buy a refurbished, here's the thing, right? When Apple, here's one I can list off the top of my head. When Apple sells you a refurbished iPad,
Yeah.
they say there will be no more than 2 dead pixels.
Huh.
Check your shit. Put it on a white screen and check your shit. Sometimes it's easier to see on a red screen, and sometimes it's easier to see on a green screen. You can, white one is the ideal one, right? Because you'll see discoloration, right? So if the green and red are dead or whatever, you'll still see blue. You know what I mean? It's kind
Yeah.
of one of those things where you want it to be white because it really stands out. But sometimes it's easier to see on a green or a red screen.
Yeah.
Check your shit. Those pixels are huge on those iPads. Whatever you think they're microscopic, they're not, right? They have 9 cells per pixel, right? That's where they get their super resolution idea from. It's really not
Yeah.
that inventive. Like a lot of companies are doing it nowadays anyways. It's not proprietary to Apple. But seriously, that's the easiest one to detect. And one of the ones that are most likely to fail is the dead pixel count. They will flat out tell you this refurbished being sold to you has no more than 2 dead pixels. But then when you go to check, sometimes there's up to 5.
Jesus.
It's fucking crazy. To me, a refurbished product should actually be better than brand new. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because it goes through vigorous testing for that individual device. It made sure that it met standards, right? Because when you have this factory line, not every single device is going to be checked thoroughly, right? Say if I
Yeah.
have to check 10,000 fucking devices, you think I'm going to be as good at number 1 as I am on 700? No fucking way. But if you bring me an individual device and say, hey, can you check this for me? Well, guess what? I should be able to check it really fucking detailed and well, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention, too, when you get set on these stations, it's so fucking bad. So they would set you on these stations, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like an assembly line. You would get these things called totes. They're the big old plastic bins with a bunch of
Yeah.
fucking devices. I think we had 24 per tote at iPad. I think Clamshell had 12, and then I can't remember for iPod and iPad, or not iPod, not iPad, but iPod, and actually iPod Video was part of iPod. I think I can't remember. But anyways, so like you get these totes of
Mm-hmm.
like fucking 24 devices, and after you run through your test, you pass it on to the next person.
Yeah.
You'll be at the same station between 8 to fucking 10 to 12 hours a day, going through the same shit throughout the entire fucking day. No swapping, no anything. And you're like, well, I mean, that's fine. It's whatever. I worked at a fucking Wendy's and I was on grill all day. Have you listened to How to Train Your Dragon trailer for fucking 12 hours? I have.
Yeah.
Now imagine doing that for a week.
Wow.
There's certain movies like Brave. I refuse to watch that movie because the fucking 3 trailers that we had were like How to Train Your Dragon would show up, Brave would show up, and I forgot what the third one was because
Yeah.
most of the time it was either How to Train Your Dragon or fucking Brave. And I swear to God, that shit was the most fucking annoying thing you will ever fucking. Oh my God. And then they have like these artificial requirements too, where it's like you have to watch the trailer for at least like 5 seconds, blah, blah, blah. Right?
Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing. It's the fuck me if you do, fuck me if you don't kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Say you watch it for all their specified times, you fail it. They'll pass it anyways. If you don't do their standardized thing, right, and you just kind of whatever in it, right, it's gonna pass anyways. It's gonna pass anyways. But if you just kind of fuck off with it, they'll fucking write you up. It's like, motherfucker, you're gonna pass it regardless of what I say, so what does it fucking matter?
Yeah.
It's so cringy. They are such a hypocritical fucking company. Like their Elk Grove warehouse is garbage. It is so fucking garbage. So yeah, Apple products, don't come at me with Apple. If you're an Apple fanboy or fangirl, I'm sorry. I'm the last person you're gonna want to talk to. Like if you like it because you enjoy their products, that's fine. You know, I don't give a fuck. You have the right to like whatever you like. But like if you come at me with Apple's better, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Like you can hold that opinion to yourself. I don't give a shit. But you come at me and you spout random stupid shit. It's like, dude, I worked for them. I have a bachelor's in electronic engineering. I did FCC regulations. I've tested a lot of fucking devices. I know my shit. Apple is a joke. Why do you think like there's certain things that I will give it to Apple and I'm like, yeah, that's factual. I understand that. You know, but if you're going to come at me with like, oh, but the Apple phone camera is so much nicer than Android. That's not really true nowadays.
Google has a good camera.
Yeah,
Like,
100%. Samsung has good camera now, and Samsung was notorious for having bad camera. You know, like, and here's another thing. Are you a fucking photographer? Does shutter rate mean anything to you?
No.
No? Then why the fuck are you bringing camera into the factor? 99% of the population don't give a fuck about that camera. They just go, oh, it looks nice. But they don't know anything about it, right? They don't have a clue about it. Like people that actually are into photography, they don't need an Apple phone to take their pictures. They have a fucking camera for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For that super high quality crisp shit. The reason why a lot of people like Apple phones, right? Their cameras. This is the true statement. True statement right here. Because it has a beauty modifier.
What?
Did you know this? That Apple phones intentionally try and make you look slimmer and give you better definition?
So
that's a real thing. Default in the camera. It tries to make you look better than you actually are.
First of all, so you're basically faking it till you make it. And second of all, use Snapchat if you really, really are desperate to look better. Like, I get it, better lighting and stuff like that. But
I think Google has better lighting technology implemented into their camera.
Yeah.
Because Google was actually making a huge point about that. And even the Samsung phones nowadays have really good lighting effects. Like, they're able to take night pictures and it looks like midday. It's fucking insane, dude. Like, compared to the phones when I was growing up, I'm gonna tell you right now, if it was like 2 hours before it was nighttime and you went to take a fucking picture with a camera, it was black. You know, like, it was black. It's not happening. Like, that shit has to be high noon for any quality. That's old man speech right there. But like, but anyways, the point is, it's like, there's a lot of features on the Apple that is reused.
Yeah.
right? If you tell me that you've had your Apple phone for like fucking 5-10 years and it still does everything you want it to and it's really nice quality to you, that's fair. But I call you a fucking liar because of the intentional throttling, because your device is grandfathered into the old rules.
Yeah.
Um, Now the phones that they have, it's illegal for them to throttle. And people I used to have an iPhone 2 as well. Not 2 as in the iPhone 2, but I used to have an iPhone.
Yeah.
Um and I jailbroke it, right? And all the
Mm-hmm.
fucking Apple like fangirls and fanboys are like, "Why would you jailbreak it? Why'd you put Linux on it? What the fuck? Why would you do that? It's such a good phone. Now it's terrible." 3 years later, I was still using my phone. Meanwhile, they had to buy a new one. Because I didn't want to get fucked about their throttling. Because I
Yeah.
knew, because it's common practice. So there's this was actually created by the light bulb industry. Oh, man, this is a fucking tangent. Um, the light bulb industry. This is factual. Intentionally set up so light bulbs have a life cycle, right? Because back in
Mm-hmm.
the day, light bulbs, the design and where it was going would last forever. Like forever.
Yeah.
There's a firehouse in Livermore that has a light bulb. I think it was like 100+ years old. Let me look it up real quick. Livermore firehouse light bulb. Yeah. Been burning since 1901. 1901. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 120 years. Still going.
Yeah.
Has never turned off. Has been on for 120 years. Put that in
Jesus.
perspective. It's outlived anyone that's ever been alive,
Yeah.
right? Then nothing has existed since 1901 except for that fucking light bulb.
That's the thing when like it sounds such old school to say, but when the older people come in and says like, "Oh, back in my day, things were built to last." Like I have a
It's
freaking
somewhat
lawnmower that's like 30 years old, and it still is going. Like it's true because things were built
it's
to last.
yes and no. Yes and no. You can look at the quality of the product and go, yeah, it still turns on, but it's missing like 5 out of 6 blades of grass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's kind of like yes, there are certain things that back in the day would last a lot longer. Don't bring cars into the picture where they're like, well, my
Yeah.
car's made out of steel, so if I hit something, it doesn't get all fucked up. It's like, yeah, but
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you need that thing to crush at some point. It's
Yeah.
either the car is getting crushed or you're getting crushed. Do I take
Yeah.
it? Do I take it? I had him panicking. I had him panicking. He was fighting two moths. I walked up and I started harvesting it. Oh, he would have been so fucking mad.
Yeah.
So mad. People do it to me all the time, but I'll fuck
That's the
around and
thing.
tease people, but I won't actually take it. If they start running away, I'll even message them. It's like, no, 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 no. It's just fucking around.
Yeah. That's the thing. Majority of people, I haven't met anyone that was fucking around. They just straight up took it from me, and I'm like, why are you
Yeah,
being such a cunt? Like,
I don't do that. Some people might go, oh, because you're streaming, so you want to be nice. No, I'm not that kind of guy.
come on.
You know, if I see someone that's a douchebag, or if they're flagged as a douchebag to me, right? Because there's reputations on servers. If
Yeah,
someone is known for being a douchebag, I will straight up rob them. I will rob them. You know, but if it's just some random person, you know, don't be a dick.
Yeah, who's done you nothing.
Yeah. Like, there's no need for any of that.
Oh.
Like, these moats aren't worth that much. Like, you're gonna start a fucking war over like fucking what 5-6 gold? Are you
Yeah.
dumb? But people do, man. They get so touchy over shit.
And you tarnish your own reputation while you're at it as well. Because they're gonna
Yep.
sit there going to their friends like, oh my god, this guy's
Yep.
such a fucking idiot.
He's a tool.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. If you rob people of their modes and shit because they're, you know, they had to fight mobs off or whatever, you're a fucking tool, dude.
Yeah. Don't do that. And
Some
don't
people were,
freaking bait mobs so you can take
yeah,
the stuff.
I was about to bring that up. People were talking about like how like people were baiting mobs, and that the only way to combat it is like nodes are locked if like mobs are nearby, so you have to clear the mobs, and the first person that is in the area, their timer starts going down first. So it was like some complex stupid shit. I'm like, dude, that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
How about this? If someone's a dick, you know, let people know that person's a fucking dick. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, say if I robbed that person from Avalanche Prime, right? I saw what company he was in. I think that company actually has some dicks in it, but I don't know that person per se. So if I can't, like, if I don't know if that individual is an asshole or not, then just fucking leave it be, right? If they're not, if you don't remember them enough to remember if someone's an asshole or not, obviously they're not that much of an asshole.
Yeah.
Right? Because your brain will will remember who are the biggest assholes on your server when you see them.
Yep.
It's just fucking call people out. You know what I mean? And say if that person was flagged up for PvP and they were an asshole, I could have jumped the shit out of them. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And then give them a little teabag and all that. But that's all because of the reputation. Right? Now, I don't know if that person's a douchebag. I don't think so. Because I don't know, I'm not going to fuck around. I'd probably wait until he gets them. Nah. If he was flagged for PvP, I would kill him and take the node. But that's because he's flagged for PvP. Like, I am flagged for a reason. I do kill people. Like, there's no, well, I have my harvesting set on. I'm just trying to gather some herbs. That sucks. Don't flag then.
I'm flagged, yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, if you're flagged for PvP, that's on you.
And what's that extra harvesting luck, or not harvesting luck, that extra little luck from flagging up gonna give you?
It might give for harvesting, it's a lie. It's 30%.
Yeah, but it might give you like a green or a blue, but I don't know how many greens and blues, and they're never selling, and they're selling for like max 5 gold pop. But what does that mean when they don't sell?
The problem is a lot of the really nice shit, like the endgame shit.
Yeah.
It's not from harvesting.
No.
You know, it's from like endgame drops, Asmodium, crafting like high-end shit, which you get off of mobs or doing this or that. It's never from like, oh, picking flowers.
Yeah.
You're not crafting the 600 GS off of picking fucking herbs. You know? The nice thing about it is, though, like, this is the real nice thing about it. You know, like wire fiber and shit like that?
Yeah.
There's a replacement. So if you get a bunch of the blues, you don't have to craft up like linen, satin, silk, because the blues will replace like the equivalent to that tier.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it should be estimated value equivalent to the node that you, like, the finished product of the node that you got it from. For example, if you got the silk, but you also got the the silk, the blue silk variant,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you craft into silk, um, should be equivalent to that blue.
Yeah.
So, for example, this is the easiest one to give a picture for. Fey iron, right,
Yes.
is equivalent to iron. You don't have to smelt Fey iron. The default form
English
of
is
Fey
hard.
iron is like an iron ingot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know that void metal? It's a I think that's equivalent to steel. I can't remember. You know the void metal iron thing that we would get from
Yeah.
chests? That's like equivalent to steel. Actually, do I have one on me? If I have one on me, I can actually, yeah. Tier 3, it's steel. So I don't
Making
have to
money.
craft iron. I just go straight to steel. Now,
Yeah.
one thing that I wish that they would allow is allowing us to upgrade using that material instead of like regular iron or whatever, right? So say if I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to make star metal, I should be allowed to use those void pieces instead of steel.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that like really caps those off. That's why they're worth somewhat less than the raw regular material. It's just because you can't upgrade them past where you found them at. If AGS turned around and said, "Hey, listen, you can make these into star metal," they would be worth a lot more. You know, they'd be just the same as regular steel.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you'd probably see steel and those go down in price.
Mm-hmm.
But it would actually make sense because right now they're kind of worthless.
Yeah.
You know, they're only good for like leveling professions, to be honest. When you find those extra pieces, they're actually really good for leveling professions. Just because you can dump them as the secondary or third material for the craft. And
Yeah.
since the tier of the second and third material doesn't affect how much EXP you get, dumping a bunch of them is perfectly
Mm-hmm.
acceptable. Dude, I've been passive farming like crazy. I just
That's the
realized how
thing.
much.
I'm earning so much money because I just went back, emptied my inventory into the freaking trade post, and then I went back out to farm. So while I'm farming, I'm
Have you
earning
sold any
money.
corn? I haven't sold a single one.
Not yet, but I've sold moats and lots of other stuff.
Yeah, moats sell really well.
Veggies.
Um, moats have been my farm.
Broccoli is it's 5 gold per pop right now.
Like all this is from me and her farming, but like a lot of it was from moats. Just moats. Like literally for the longest time, moats were the only thing that was worth shit. Like he's fucking so dumb. Like
Yeah.
oil went down super low. Fucking what else was really low? Metal was really garbage. Leather was garbage. Just general crafting materials were just really bad. The only thing that was selling were moats. I don't know why, but everything jumped up in price. Oh,
I
okay. So
think
here's a prime example right here. So this one is used for Arcana, right? This material right here, the blight root flower,
yeah.
I can use that as a tier 4 item.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Really good, really good. And
yeah.
here's the thing: the reason to increase the second and third materials or fourth materials, if it has it for whatever the extra slots, except for the base, even though it doesn't increase EXP, it does increase the quality or quantity of an item, right?
Yeah.
So always using the basic materials doesn't mean you're necessarily saving money, right?
No,
Because here's the thing, like the regents, right? When you use blue regents, you produce more. You have a
that
higher
makes
likely
sense.
chance to produce a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why like the regular flux and shit, like I'll use that for like basic iron and whatnot. But for the higher end, like if I'm
Yeah.
crafting star metal or orichalcum, I use obsidian flux. Otherwise, I'm just wasting steel or
Mm-hmm.
star metal and steel. Little nifty tips and tricks. Anyone that watches my streams, you're welcome.
If you didn't
Yeah, for
already
real.
know.
Did you know orichalcum is selling for like 20 gold a piece?
What?
Yeah. I sell out on orichalcum, by the way. I can make even more money than what we're doing right now.
Like I've mined a lot of ore for you, or calcum ore.
Yeah, I can. Each one is worth 20. Star metal's at like 12. You didn't know that, did you?
No, that's crazy.
Like, I haven't sold any corn, but I always sell out on orichalcum and star metal.
Yeah.
And I sell out quick.
Pedal caps are selling quickly. Like I literally just posted mine and they're already sold.
I could farm a bunch of petal caps. But I'm also chilling doing the passive farming shit right now.
Yeah.
Because there is something that I want to get done. Okay, it's not spawned yet. No? Nope. Okay. I'll just have to wait for it to pop. I think I was at like 40 or.
Yeah.
But yeah. Want to get I want to get a bunch of money so we can get our gear all set away.
Yeah.
But I want ways of investing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of why like I wanted to get a zone because it's passive income.
Yeah.
Passive income is always best income. Anyone that tells you otherwise is dumb.
That's why I want the freaking server merges to happen, because it also brings an influx of new players, which makes it a lot easier to grow a company.
Mm-hmm. Right now they're only merging companies to medium population, and since
Yeah.
we're already medium population, we might be waiting quite a while.
Yeah.
But once they finish server merges, we could technically go somewhere else.
Yeah.
How many more of you guys do I need? How much corn do I fucking have? Oh my god, I almost have 200 corn.
Yo, wow.
I have like 107 on the trade post right now too.
I'm telling you, baby, there's money in veggies.
People need their corn.
Yeah.
Did you know in the United States corn is a subsidized crop?
Subsidized.
Mm-hmm. The
What does
reason
that
why
mean?
corn is so cheap in grocery stores, well, quote
Mm-hmm.
unquote cheap, is because the government actually pays people that grow corn.
Ah,
Otherwise, it wouldn't be economically responsible to actually grow corn because no one would buy it at the higher prices. Imagine if you had to pay like $10 for corn, one yield of corn. No one would ever buy it.
yeah, true. I'm just thinking, because I don't think they do that here, but corn is fairly cheap too. But we also use a lot of corn for feed. A lot of our cornfields are just generally used for feed for animals.
Yep. Over here, subsidized.
Oh, no. Interesting.
There's a lot of crops that are subsidized.
Yeah, because exactly otherwise people wouldn't buy them if they were too
Mm-hmm.
expensive. That's one
Which is
thing I
crazy
don't.
because eating healthy is fucking expensive too.
It is. And that's why it triggers me when the medias and stuff go like, oh, you need to eat more healthy, you need to eat more vegetables, blah blah blah. Yeah, but vegetables are more expensive than me buying this deep fried shit that's greasy and fills me up for longer than the freaking veggies do,
Mhm.
because all of the
If the
fat and
government
stuff.
wants, if the government actually wants people to eat healthier, so the reason why there's an argument. Okay, here's the
Mm-hmm.
argument. Technically, you can buy in bulk and eat healthy for pretty cheap if you
Yeah.
buy in bulk. For houses that are like 2 to 3 people or
Mm-hmm.
less, it's no, it's not
No.
cheaper to eat healthy. It's way more expensive. Like it's way more expensive. When you have a household of 5, 6, or 7, then it makes sense. Buy a bunch of vegetables, buy a bunch of this, buy a bunch of that, make bulk. You're good to go, right? And
Yep.
like here's the thing too, like put in perspective, right? Soup, right? Soup,
Mm-hmm.
the fucking the heavy lifter of cheap eating is actually pretty fucking expensive when you're only making
Yeah.
it for 2 people.
Exactly.
It's actually fucking expensive for 2 people. It's really fucking expensive for 2 people. It's only when you're making large portions that something is actually cheaper. That's
Mm-hmm.
why like there's one of the biggest like arguments that are going around in the I'm such a weirdo. I have like information about random shit. That's why one of the biggest arguments going around is it economically sound to cook your own food,
Yeah.
right? And in actuality, no,
No,
it's not.
it's true.
People are going to make it cheaper for you. It is less expensive to eat out. Whoever told you it's more expensive to eat out, they're fucking wrong,
Yeah.
right? Yes, it's more expensive if you're going to restaurants, this or that. But then you're looking at the poor, like people of low income, right? And you're like, oh, like you're low income. Why do you go to eat McDonald's and do this and that and blah 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 blah? That's a waste of money. It's so much money. It's cheaper. It's actually fucking cheaper. It is
Exactly, because a
way fucking
cheeseburger
cheaper.
is like
I
$1 or something.
Right. So I can go out and spend like $10, get a dinner for 2, no problem.
Mhm.
Or I spend like 150 on groceries and I might have groceries for like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, it's true.
It's insane. It's so much cheaper to eat out than it is to eat at home. It's only when you make in bulk that it actually becomes cost effective. So for smaller housing, no, it's not.
No.
That's why when people go, "Oh, you should eat healthy, you should eat healthy." It's like, well, maybe if I had high income, I would. Maybe if I can afford the luxury of wasting a fuck ton of money, I would.
Being
But
healthy is for the rich, and it's
yeah,
it's not even a joke.
that's a real thing. There's a bunch of people that'll tell you, "No, you can eat for cheap. You just got to buy this and you be smart with your money." You're full of shit, dude.
Yeah.
There's people that are living paycheck to paycheck and they don't even make it to their second paycheck. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's a common fucking perspective that a lot of people don't understand, where they're working their ass off and they're acquiring debt at the same time because they can't afford their living situation. And then people would go, "Oh, like, oh, just live cheaper then. Live cheaper, live cheaper." It's like, what
How
if
are you
there
supposed to?
are? What if they
Yeah.
are living cheap, but they can't just afford to survive, right? This is where the minimum wage is supposed to be what is required of your area. Like, how much
Yeah.
money do you require to survive in the area that you're living at? Right? That's the implementation of minimum wage. Right now, I think minimum wage in my area is, hold on, 15.45.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, right? A lot of people go 15.45. Like, that's a lot. Your minimum wage is really high. You could have 2 people on that minimum wage and still not afford an apartment.
Yeah.
No joke. That's a real fucking thing. The minimum wage in our area does not support cost of living at all. And so when people are like, "Oh, just eat healthy," like what you would save so much money if you eat healthy and this and that. No,
Mm.
that's not true. The only reason why they survive is because they fucking go to Little Caesars. They buy a $5 pizza, keeps them full for a while, or they go to
Yeah.
Taco Bell. They drop like $10, keeps them full for a while. Because making spaghetti, you're spending like $4 on beef. You're spending like anywhere between $3 to $5 on the sauce, and then $2 on noodles, and that'll keep you full for a while. But that's like the
Hmm.
cheapest dish you can make at home. And we're talking no herbs, no nothing. That's no bread, no vegetables. And we're talking pasta, meat, and sauce. That's it. That's sad. We're not talking we're not talking with mushrooms, we're not talking with garlic, we're not talking with any of that shit.
Oh.
The things that make spaghetti actually taste good. people people don't understand, like, ragu is some people's best friend. Oh, homie, you're level 33.
He's running. Oh, he's running. Not gonna matter.
He was trying to get the corn, murdered
Oh.
him, and then posted in area chat, my corn.
Well, he learned his lesson today. Poor guy.
Don't be flagged. I don't care what level you are.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to risk dying, don't flag.
Yep. That's one thing that's always confused me, is people complain about getting murdered by a high level when they flag up themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta realize, back in my day, on WoW,
Mm-hmm.
it defaulted to, you made the commitment to play on a PvP server, that's your fault. You don't get to change your mind.
No.
On here, you do. You can go, I don't fucking feel like fucking flagging right now. On WoW, man, you didn't get those choices.
Oh.
You didn't feel like PvP? Well, have fun sitting in town, and even then, sometimes you're not safe.
No.
That was the main reason why I made a rogue, too. My undead rogue was the
Mm-hmm.
gank in towns.
Oh.
I was that asshole. You're sitting
You were
there
that
trying to
asshole.
talk to the auctioneer, and I just fucking jump you. Out of
Oh, I
nowhere, man.
remember.
People would flame so hard. We used to talk shit with each other by using /me space, and then you
Yeah.
could just type out your message. This is before they implemented the strange gestures things.
Yeah.
Oh, this is some old school knowledge right here. So you would be able to /me and be like, "Oh, screw you, blah 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 blah." It
I
was
don't
so funny.
understand why they removed it so you couldn't talk
It was so
between.
literally just so you can't talk to the opposite faction.
Yeah, I know, but it's just, yeah.
Why is Horde able to talk to Alliance today?
No.
We'll see.
I think the only one who can is Pandarians, and even that, I'm not even sure.
No, they lose the ability to talk to each faction the moment that they pick.
Yeah.
Because I remember my panda couldn't talk to anyone on the Alliance.
But it's like right now the factions are somewhat united. It's weird.
WoW is fucking weird, man.
Yeah, it's in a weird place. Since Battle for Azeroth, and even before that, but Battle for Azeroth just fucked it up so hard.
Damn. These fucking bushes, man. I wish you could disable gather water unless like or bind it to a
Yeah,
different key or something. Like shit, man.
trying to gather my herbs here, and this
Nah.
water is in my
I heard
way.
you wanted the bush.
Yeah, so I can dump it out of my inventory right away.
That's kind of like you know what? Our characters have ADHD.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is because that's something I would do. I could imagine like, oh, I gotta go grab this that's in the water, and then I just pull a bucket out and start scooping the water.
Yeah.
Like, what was I out here for? Or, oh yeah, that's right.
This flower. Oh, not the water.
It's fucking purest form, man.
I find it endearing though. Like, and I'm not just saying that because I'm with you, but it is somewhat endearing that one moment you can be super fixed on something, and then another is like, ooh, piece of candy. It's like, wait,
It's
what?
fucking toxic. I don't. It's easier to handle from looking from the outside. When you're handling it yourself, it's kind of like, listen, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of like ingenious ideas that I had that could have made me billions upon billions, but I probably lost it due to something. Like I guarantee you, because it's honestly what it's like is you. Okay, so ADD is like you just can't focus on shit, right?
Yeah,
From what I've heard, I'm not sure. ADHD is different. You
yeah.
have like this super hyper focus, but it only occurs on whatever is pulling your attention. It's
Hmm.
fucking weird, right? Because like I have like incredibly like high awareness of what the fuck is going on, like
Yeah.
passively, right? Whatever's in front of me. But then like I forget about reality, like about other things, outside shit. So for example, right now, I completely forgot that I was going for corn because I was looking for one of these fuckers, which I saw them, but I completely forgot where they went. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just go grab that. Like you completely forget. So in order to function, like you set up these like little routine things that just kind of anchors you to naturally have to address whatever you wanted to get done.
Yeah.
Like it's seriously how you have to function. And anything that breaks that routine like fills you up with anxiety and annoyance and distress. Like you're just fucked, dude. You're just out there. Like for me, if when I have this routine of like going here, grabbing these, and then going to the next one, grabbing the next one. And if I had to go do something in real life, it feels like I'm desynced with where I should be.
Yeah.
It's kind of like OCD. You have this compulsion to have to go address whatever the fuck you're doing right now, like the thing you wanted to do in the first place.
Yeah.
It's very strange because it like sometimes you like people won't notice it and they'll forget, but it's something that happens all the fucking time. It's not something you can turn off, right?
Mm-mm.
And it's also why I can ramble about like 6 different subjects for like how many hours has it been?
A few.
Yeah, it's been a few. Yeah, it's almost been 3 hours talking nonstop for 3 hours.
Yeah, like sometimes it's also hard for me to even get a word into the conversation because you're just going
That's
on.
that's
Like,
how that's how it
yeah,
is. That's how it is. I
so
can't
it's like
control it.
sometimes I'll try to get a word in, and it's like, nah, just not happening. Like, and I'm gonna try again. And it's like, nah, it's not gonna happen. And then I just have to reach the point where I'm like, okay, I just gonna stay quiet on this one because like nothing that I try to do to take part in the conversation is gonna
You
work.
my biggest tip, right, when trying to, like, there's something you really want to say, but
Hmm.
you're speaking with someone with ADHD, is if they're talking really, really fast, you have to
Yeah.
slow them down and then put it in. Because otherwise, if you just try and say it, like, you can talk and I will hear you and I'll understand you, and it pretty much talking at the same time, right? Which
Yeah,
is
you'll just talk
very
over me.
annoying and toxic,
Yeah.
right? It's very annoying and toxic. But if you slow them down, then they go, oh, okay, 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 okay. You know, you got to bring their energy levels down. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to speak.
Yeah, because like I don't want to be rude and I want to listen to what you have to say, and that's why I try not to interrupt you. But we've soon been together for a year, and I've kind of just learned at this point that if I don't try and interrupt you, I'm just not gonna get a word in.
Yeah, it's
So
just it's impossible. It's literally how the mind functions.
yeah. So like I still find it really rude that I have to force myself into the conversation, but it's the only way that I
It's
can be a part of it.
like I said, the pro tip is, like, if you're talking to someone with ADHD, is you have to help them calm down, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you calm them down, then they'll start having pauses and they'll start listening more, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm not listening, because I'll hear everything you'll say,
Yeah.
right? But it's fucking hard. It's really hard to stop at times. It's really fucking hard.
Hmm.
But at the same time, there's a reason for it too, because you see what happens when something does break that concentration.
Yeah.
That's just gone.
Yep.
I won't remember what the fuck I was saying. Right? Like, remember the other day you were like, weren't you saying something? I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was. What was it?
S-
I don't even remember what the fuck we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it's
like
not.
stops mid sentence, goes quiet, and
Forgets everything.
first I was like trying to get you back on track by repeating what you said, still quiet. And then I'm like, okay, well, his focus is somewhere else right now. Maybe he's fighting someone. I don't know what's going on. That's why he's quiet. So I'm just going to give him a minute. So I gave you a minute,
And
and you still didn't continue. It was like,
it's just
okay.
fucking gone. I'm telling you. That's how ADHD functions. Listen, it's a catch and release system over here. While I'm reeling it in, we're on par. But the moment that it's fucking released, I fuck if I know. And it's not my memory, because you can see it's not my memory, because, like,
Yeah.
my long-term memory is insane. Like, I recall shit that people are just like, what the fuck? How do you know all this shit?
Yeah.
It's like, because when I hyper focus on something, I can learn things really, really like, in detail. But, like, like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, you almost, like, you speed up more and more as you,
Hmm.
like, in a conversation, not just because you get excited, but it's also partly because there's so many times that you forget what you were talking about, that you want it all out there so you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about forgetting. It's like, shit, I had the solution for world hunger and it's just fucking gone, man. I guarantee you there's a bunch of people that could have cured cancer, but they have ADHD, so they
Yeah.
forgot. They're like, I was there, I had the cure all for every strain of cancer, like all the million different forms, but it's just fucking gone.
It's
It's just
gone.
fucking
Yeah.
gone.
And nothing you can do about it.
No, there's nothing. Because it's weird. Like, there's certain things that get stored into long-term memory, especially like if I'm studying something, it will be stored in long-term memory. Like it will be.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I'll never lose it. But as far as short-term memory, it's like imagine if you have like ungodly good like long-term memory,
Yeah.
but the worst short-term memory. Like the worst.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what it's like. Where it's like there's certain information that you can recall from the time you were like fucking 5. But if
Hmm.
you ask me about 5 minutes ago, uh
Like
fucking weird, man.
I can still recall when I was like 4 and I had to go to the dentist and be in full anesthetics because I had to get a tooth removed or something. Like I had to get operated, definitely. And I still remember sitting in that room before going under, and they gave me this
Sedative.
not that they gave me this plushie. I'm just trying to remember the English name for it. The ones that live in water. Ah, fuck. What are they called? Not rhinos.
Seals?
No, they look like
Hippos?
rhinos. Hippos. There we go. Hippo. They gave me this big, fluffy brown hippo, and I had that teddy bear for so long. But like, it's stuff like that. I remember it so clearly, even considering how young I was.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't freaking remember what I had for dinner yesterday. Like, how do I remember this, but not that? You know?
Well, I mean, I guess like in those kind of situations, like based on how it impacts your life, right?
Yeah.
Like for you, it could have been like this plushie was probably one of the most adorable things you've ever seen. So your
Yeah.
brain goes, remember this, right? Meanwhile, dinner, if you're eating to survive, that's also a huge difference between like you live to eat and eat to live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're on eat to live mode, you don't remember your meals were shit because you're just trying
No,
to eat so you don't die, right?
exactly.
Like there's a huge difference. There's people out there that go, "Oh yeah, this dinner on Thursday was so phenomenal. Like I had this and
Mm-hmm.
that and this." A lot of people don't have those,
No.
right? Um, but then there's also the situation of like for me it's a little different because you'll see that I'm super passionate about something
Yeah.
and I get excited about it and I'm talking about it, but something pulls the attention and it's fucking gone.
Yep. Gone.
It's
Bye
just
bye.
gone. It's like forget about it. Don't worry, there's 1,000 other different conversations I can have. Like my ADHD will take me anywhere. But
Yeah.
like that conversation that you're wanting me to unless you knew what it was, like nah, that
Gone.
shit's fucking gone. But yeah, like it's also why I tend to repeat myself a lot too. Is it
Yeah.
ADHD?
Yeah. You do that a lot for me as well, where you've told me a specific story, but you're so passionate about it and so adamant that I don't really dare to say like, baby, this is like the third time you're telling me this story.
Yeah, fucking. I
So I
mean,
just let
it's
you continue on and on about it.
there's
It's like,
the here's the thing
it's
too.
okay.
I always have that fear when I tell this story to that I forget a detail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, did I tell him about that? And so I'll end up going through the whole process. Like that's why sometimes like like there's because there are times where I forget a detail, right?
Yeah.
But then like in an actuality, does that detail really impact the story in any way, shape, or form? Most of the time,
Not,
no.
yeah.
But my brain feels like it's a like it has some form of importance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking weird, man. Living with ADHD sucks.
But it's fine. Like,
It can be
I've never
fun.
once,
It can be fun at times, but then
yeah.
at other times it's like, bruh.
But I've never once gotten annoyed at it. It's like sometimes I'll sit there, think quietly to myself, like, baby, I've heard this story so many times before. But it's not something I'm gonna get annoyed at you about or even tell you that, yeah, I know, you told me this like 5 times now. Because it's
Yeah.
just how it is. Like, and I know
Oh,
it is, and that's
go
just
ahead.
something I accept about you. Like, it's something that I accept for the rest of my life. So,
This guy, he's like everyone in Marauders, my brother, unless you talk bad about one another. It's like, yeah, dude. So backstory: the server, the Marauders are. Hmm, some of the companies are extremely fucking toxic, which you'll find anywhere, right? Toxicity is everywhere. But over here, like the Marauders, fucking, it was fucking, it's fucking
yeah,
bad.
it's just in general, like, Covenant was pretty bad as well. We know nothing about Syndicate, but just generally, there's so many toxic companies on this server
It's just
who
toxic people.
yeah, who thinks just because they have their little fine knit company that they own the faction and they can decide whatever everyone else does. It's like, what the fuck? Who do you think you are?
Eventually, you'll get kicked out.
Yeah.
I know there was a way to detect this achievement. Was it? Oh, okay. I'm almost done with it.
Okay. Then once you're done with it, baby, we should probably call it because it is actually past my bedtime.
Yep. Yep.
But
There's
it's
a certain
fine.
achievement that
Yeah.
once you see it, you're gonna want it.
Oh. Is it better than my cooking one?
Oh, it's a pretty fucking good one. And like I said, it's a .01. The
Right, zero
achievement gives
one.
you a hint at what it is,
Yeah.
but like the only way to really know is like if someone tells you or whatever. Like
Is
if
it a
anyone
title?
goes, huh?
Is it a title?
Yeah, there's a title.
Yeah. Cool.
And not just any title. It's a pun.
Oh dear.
Oh
Is it
yeah.
something like the Baconator? Like, or
Yeah,
is
it's
it better
something
than
like
that?
that.
Oh no.
It's good.
Oh no.
Oh, there's so many puns I want to say right now, but I don't want to spoil it. Let's see. I think I need to kill 16 more, right?
Dickhead.
Hmm?
I was running up to a herb and this guy like was 1 second ahead of me.
You should come over here and
Dickhead.
farm moats. There's a ton of moats all over the place over here. Do you know
Uh,
about this area?
my inventory is pretty much full. But yeah.
No, I know. Okay. But you know about this area though, right?
No, but the route that I take is full of farms or iron and moats. So I have this little routine. Like right now, I have quite a few moats in my inventory. Lots of ironwood, lots of fiber, lots of ore, and lots of veggies. So it's a combination of pretty much everything.
I really like moat gathering, to be honest. What's
Yeah.
weird is like on our server, there's not like a ton of people gathering moats.
Mm-mm.
So their value's like really high for some reason.
Which is good for us who don't mind
Yeah.
doing it.
Because here's the thing: is like after the patch 2, the demand for moats are just gonna be way fucking higher.
Yeah. Which means some people might start gathering motes because they learn
Yep.
that they're actually valuable, because they are still valuable right now, but most people is gonna be like, oh, this is pennies. I'm not gonna freaking waste my time for this.
They're definitely not pennies when they're in huge ass clusters like how they are.
Exactly.
The thing that kind of like made moats cheaper back in the day, which people don't realize, like people are, what I think it is people are scared that the most moat price is gonna go down. The
Yeah.
reason why moats were so cheap wasn't because of like bots, to be honest, because bots weren't like the main contributors to moats. They mainly gathered like iron, fiber, wood, right?
Yeah.
Because they can gather billions of it and post that, and that's fine, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if it sells for like 0.04, right? Because they'll just farm like 10,000 of each. They're still
Yeah.
making a fuck ton of money, right? And when your bottleneck is literally based on the number of bots that you can run, they don't care. They'll just run
Mhm.
like 500 bots. It doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
Um. So I mean, at the end of the day, like the main factor of moats were elemental spawns.
Mhm.
So the elemental spawns are like those wolves. There's like a lodestone bear that used to drop
Yeah.
like I think it was earth motes or some shit. And then there was like life like you would get life motes from the fucking wolves, and then you would get fire motes from whatever. And so you could literally kill those mobs and farm those and get like wordwood, lodestone, uh
Mhm.
like all that shit. Well, now since they've stated like we're not gonna enable that, we're just gonna have it so you get some minuscule amount of fucking wordwood and shit.
Mhm.
The moat prices are just gonna stay super high. And so for me, it's like, well, I'll just keep farming moats. I don't fucking care what I'm doing as long as I'm making progress.
Exactly.
Okay, hold on. Boom, boom, boom. 12 more. Might take a minute. I'll just stop fucking. I
No, you can finish it. Like,
mean, it might be like another 10, 15 to probably like 15 minutes.
it's fine. Like, all I do want to do before I go to bed, though, is give you the iron so you can process it.
Mm, gives me an opportunity to empty my inventory. Guess I can do that real quick. Is in Windsword or is in Everfall?
My iron is in Everfall.
Okay. Let me post all these items and then I'll go to Everfall.
Alright. I gotta do the same. Just running back right now. I'm down by the water.
Yeah, because I was skipping moats and shit because my inventory is almost full.
Yeah.
Sale. Oh, rawhide is worth quite a bit too. 0.2.
That's the thing, you got no freaking excuse to being broke in this game.
Yeah, there really is no excuse. People that cry about being broke, it's like either your server's dead, which fair,
Mm-hmm.
move to a different server,
Yeah.
like don't pick dead servers, and just farm. For a casual player, it might seem like you have to like actually devote a lot of time to it, which
Yeah.
yeah, sure enough, okay, like I understand that, but in the full scale of things, oh my god.
I mean, you put a lot of time into work, don't you, to earn money? So why wouldn't you
Yeah,
have to do that in a video game? Like,
I mean, if everything was free and easy, then there's almost no point to it.
no.
Um. Oh yeah, those. Damn, a bunch of people are posting up 9.8 now. I guess it's just locked at 9.8. I
Yeah,
guess I'll
sadly.
sell at 9.8. Fuck it. Who cares?
I can't believe broccoli is selling for 5.5. Like what? What about blueberries? 15. Okay.
Okay. Off to ball.
Cabbage was still bad.
The name was banned before.
Yeah, I've seen that kind of. I'll just go get viewers or and then I'll repost or not repost. I'll post the rest. So you don't have to wait.
I mean,
Um,
stamina's not that good though.
probably need a lot of flux. So I'll give you my flux, baby. Um, what else I need to do? No.
But yeah,
Ah,
this is Endgame New World. Just farm, 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 farm. And then enjoy wars when they come up. Outpost Rush is pretty fun. Expeditions can be fun. But it takes a lot to get into expeditions. You have to farm portals like crazy.
yeah.
Which is one thing they said they wanted to change, but they already did like a little adjustment. And people are doing it a bit more, but dude, it's so fucking expensive. A little bit.
Mm.
Are you coming to
Okay.
Everfall?
I'm at the storage right behind you, baby. Okay. So this is some of it. You might want to go smelt that right away.
No, I'll be good. Unless it's like 4K iron.
It is 4K iron.
Okay.
That's the thing. And I'm bringing another K right now while you're smelting the other.
That's one thing I'm kind of confused about is they don't like a lot of other people like professions like tanning, weaving. You can you can gain increased yield from fucking
There's storage
from
down here.
just equipment alone. You can increase your yielding by at least 10%, which is
Mm-hmm.
huge. But smelting doesn't have anything. It's fucking weird.
And I. Oh yes, I can. I'm barely moving now. Okay, that's the last.
Quite a bit of iron.
Yeah, no.
I'll have to process it into star metal and then
Yeah.
ore
Oh
copper.
yeah. I got water modes for you as well, actually. Forgot to give those to you.
Ah, good old bonuses.
Okay. Water modes.
That turned into 1,500 iron. Pretty good.
Getting back to Windsor now.
Yeah. Drop this all off, and then I'm gonna finish that achievement real quick.
Yep. Would be a good end to the stream.
Should only be 12. Yeah, it shouldn't take. Is that gonna be a problem?
What is
I think I have to smelt it into steel.
oh what?
Kind of past that capacity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you had to smelt it into steel anyways, so
No, I know, but I worried about charcoal bottleneck.
ah,
Yeah, charcoal's bottlenecking.
I can go farm some wood for you real quick.
I can convert timber, but I do.
I'll go get some green wood real quick, baby.
Yeah, need quite a bit of grain wood to be honest.
Otherwise, give me the overweight,
I think I
and
might be
you.
able to. Yeah, I think I can handle this.
Because otherwise, you can go get your achievement, and I can get
I
the green
I
one
think I
instead.
have it, to be honest.
Like,
It's not that I
alright.
didn't have any room, it's just it was just not enough. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. Good.
And then I can post these.
I hate how you cannot see what the item is selling for before you look at the buy orders. It's if the buy orders are the same price as me selling it on the trade post, I might as well just do the buy order. But it's
But
like
you
then I
can't.
need to then I need to see the price of what it's selling for, and then I have to go back to the buy
Oh,
order.
you mean so when you click to sell something, it'll show you what the buy order is
Yeah.
on the bottom section. But when
Yep.
you go to look at the buy orders, it doesn't show you the sell orders.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if they had it so you can actually just see both at whatever time,
Mm-hmm.
it would save a lot of time. But you got to realize too, the main reason why you're complaining about that is because of the fucking refresh. It always resets you
Yeah.
to the top of the fucking thing. It's just like, dude, your trade post is so jank.
Like, why am I being put to the top every time? I have a lot of crap to sell. Like,
It's just AGS being AGS.
yeah.
This is kind of why like a lot of people would always like on the forums, one of the common things that they do is they'll be like challenge a dev to try this,
Yeah.
right? Oh, I was grabbing some
Oh.
Dragon Glory and I turned around and I see this big old Ori Calcum vein.
Oh,
How are you doing?
oh, my barley just sold.
One hitter? Nope, not one hitter. Damn.
Sometimes these buy orders will underprice so hard, though.
Yeah. So you get 30% harvesting luck when flagged for PvP,
Yeah.
but I don't think that counts towards mining.
No.
Because I've
Probably not.
never seen any of those ores pop up, which is weird because I'm flagged for PvP.
Yeah.
So
Well,
fucking weird, man.
I get more gemstones, I think.
I I I feel like that's true too, just because I've seen like 5 or 6 gemstones on a
Yeah.
single vein. I was like, what the fuck? But then other times it feels like the PvP luck isn't active at all. So one of the
Yeah.
things that I wish that it would do is the game tells you your fucking stats in real time, not
Hmm.
like a calculated percentage because you have this or that. I mean, it actually pulls it from your character, from
Yeah.
your drop sheet, and actually tells you, right? So
Yep.
if your luck isn't being applied properly from being flagged for PvP, you'll know
Hmm.
it immediately. Because people speculate all the time that luck isn't factoring the way it should. But then
Yeah.
AGS is like, no, 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 it is. It's like, well, we don't have any proof that it is.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's not. So it's probably not. But
Yeah.
until you show us that it does happen, fuck you.
It's probably broke like everything else. Like,
Yeah, that's really the mentality that people have for it. They're just like, you're probably lying to us.
yeah, wouldn't be the first time. Sell all my
Oh, this juicy
strawberries.
gold.
Well, I can tell you this much, Ruby.
Hmm.
Yesterday, I had 4 or 5K gold. Now, almost 12.
We should probably save up enough to make that deal with Bubbles.
Yeah, I
Because
think
Bubbles
so as
always
well.
sells it for the bulk price at like 45.
Yeah. It depends on what mood she is in. It is a female character, so I don't know if it's a he or she. Probably a he, but yeah.
Did you hear about what happened?
No?
A company spam reported Bubbles.
What? Why?
No reason. Bubs wasn't even talking shit or anything.
Yeah, Bubbles is so
Bubbles
nice. Like,
literally never. I've never seen Bubbles talk shit. Like all
yeah,
Bubbles does is try and make gold, right?
yeah.
And now, for perspective, anyone that watches this video, and you just to answer any questions that you might have, Bubbles goes into trade and is the dude or chick, whatever,
Whatever.
selling like a void bent set for 45K when the total price is roughly like 15 plus 10, 10, 10, 45 plus 8. It's like 53K. It'll be
Yeah.
anywhere between like 53 to 45K. Or not 45K. 53 to like 55K. Right? For a void pen set. But
Hmm.
Bubbles will sell the whole set to you for 45K if you
Yep.
buy the whole set. And I think Bubbles will actually get all the materials for you too. Like you can
Yeah.
place in an order for with Bubbles. Like Bubbles is so fucking cool. They also like they'll sell things frequently on the trade. They never talk smack. They're never rude to anyone. They're a lot nicer than me. Um, right? Like I have no problem admitting I'm an asshole. But like I'm only an asshole to things that like trigger the shit out of me. Like if I see someone being a prick or scummy, like I will,
Yeah.
because honestly, I'd want to punch their face in for being a piece
Yeah.
of shit. Um, but Bubbles, legit, just honest to God, like real fucking like vendor. Like all
Hmm.
they do is try and make some money. They're so fucking nice to people. And if like Bubbles will actually try and meet the price that you're looking at as long as it was a fair
Mhm.
price. You know what I mean? Like they're not, they're actual like real fucking vendor status. Like if the person told me it's like, oh, I own a shop, I wouldn't doubt it whatsoever,
Yeah.
right? Because they have such a high level of professionalism. Anyways, back to the point. The other day, people were getting pissed off that Bubbles was saying, oh, selling a full set of Void Bent for 45K. They're like, why would you say the price? They're upset because
Okay.
Bubbles is offering like at a like really good price, right? Like you're getting a bargain when you buy the full set. Like, why are you offering at 45K? What's wrong with you? Like, because that's what Bubbles wants to sell it for. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
but then everyone will, they'll expect that to be the price. That's not fair. That's not right. It's like you can sell it for whatever the fuck you want to. That's
Yeah.
what Bubbles is selling at. What, you think there's like a horde of people that are just going to Bubbles because of that price? No, when they need a piece, they might just buy that specific piece. You can still make your money just regular because Bubbles isn't giving you that discounted price for
Mm.
individual pieces. It's because you're buying a whole fucking set, right?
Yeah.
But then there was like that person that got pissed off about Bubbles posting the price got their whole company in and started fucking trying to bash Bubbles, start all sorts of shit. And of course, there's a fuck ton of us that are like, dude, you talk shit about Bubbles, we're gonna fuck you up,
Yeah.
right? Because Bubbles is a nice fucking person. And then, so they ended up getting their whole company to fucking spam report Bubbles like a piece of shit. But yeah, so Bubbles
And
got
you're
a temp ban,
just
24 hours.
and you're just sitting there like, why?
Yeah,
Why?
Bubbles wasn't
What?
even responding. That's the crazy part. Bubbles didn't say anything. They just kept trying to sell their shit, and they
Yeah.
weren't really spamming the chat. You know how Bubbles is. Just
Yeah.
posted every now and then. Fucking chill. I was like, dude, this is perfect example of fucking abuse of the report system,
Yep.
right? And then people wonder why is this game so toxic?
That's why.
Honestly, this mob mentality needs a fucking change.
And it is a pure mob mentality, and it's
Mm-hmm.
disgusting.
It's gross. The community on this game is shit. You
Yep.
meet some cool people like Bubbles, right? Who will flat out try and meet your price for you. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, like, you gotta realize, like, Bubbles could make a fuck ton of profit on what Bubbles does,
Yeah.
right? They can make a fuck ton of money because they do sell things at a very good price. They're not greedy, but that's
Mm-mm.
also why everyone loves Bubs. You know what I mean? Because, like,
Mm-hmm.
Bubs always hooks it up. Like, what I said was, like, hey, you don't fuck with the plug, man. That's what I said.
Yeah.
you know, I was like, bro, you don't fuck with Bubbles, man. You don't fuck with the plug. Bubbles hooks it up. So if you got a problem, man, you need to fucking look at yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what are you selling a full void bent set for like 60K, and you're pissed off that Bubbles is selling it for 45? Well, let someone buy Bubbles 45, and then you can sell it for 60K. What the fuck are you upset about?
Exactly.
But I think it's just the age. I think most of the people that play on this game are like young. They're immature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to them, they're like 17 years old. They just got on this game. They're like, oh yeah, MMORPG just came out. Like, I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna get all
Mm-hmm.
my friends. And then they get on, and then like they find a group of people that they'll suck up to, and then they'll
Yeah.
start shit with everyone else. Right? This is the problem that I had with a certain company. Right?
Not mentioning
Which
any names.
not gonna name any names, but they have been trying to recruit me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they DM me, they're asking me to join, but I'm not going to. Why? Because they fucking spam reported me for telling them not to fucking spam the chat because they were literally hitting every single chat back to back to back to back. It's like, dude, you're literally spamming now. Like, I
Yeah.
get it. You're recruiting. No hate on the hustle. But when you're sending it to every single fucking channel, like
Yeah.
back to back, it's flooding the chat. You're spamming. They go, well, people might not have that chat active. Why are you
Well,
sending it to
but-
help?
Yeah. It doesn't belong in help.
Even if it was just recruitment and global, that's fine. But they hit recruitment, global, faction, help, everywhere that they can. Literally,
Yep.
area chat too. It was just like, dude, fucking chill. Right? Just chill. This
There's
is
a
not
reason
necessary.
whenever I recruit, if I post it in faction chat, I'll wait a while.
Yeah, she
before
waits
I
a while
post it
before
in
she
recruit.
posts in recruitment or global. Right. Like that.
I never use global, but yeah, like I still wait a while because I know how infuriating it is to just see your entire chat just
A big
spammed
old
with
block of text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, I've seen this message like 25,000 times now. I get it.
Like another reason to spread it out, right? Is because people are logging in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are logging in and they may be looking for a company and then they might see yours first and then they're like, okay, you know what? I might fuck with that one. Right? Or
Exactly.
the more frequent you see it, the more likely you are to side with it.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you haven't been in a company for like a week and you've been seeing this guy advertising their shit for that whole week, you're going to be tempted to try it out.
Yeah.
My problem is if you have that mob mentality and you spam report someone that says, "Hey, dude, stop flooding the chat. It's reportable." And you're like, "No, fuck you." And then you spam report that person. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
you're a piece of shit company. And then they see me dueling, right? Because I duel outside of Windsword. And they see like I stomp some people out. You know, like I hold my own against a lot of the people. There's some people that are just monsters, right? Of course.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people I'm stomping them out and they're like, "Oh, you should join us." No.
Why?
Why would I join you guys? You guys are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to join you. If anything, I would join the company that I was cool with.
Yeah.
The one that actually came in chat and was chill. You know, but I'm not going to sit there and join a company that's full of a bunch of assholes. Like, I'm not about any of that. Like, Sweet was recruiting and then Sweet tried to get me joined. I was like, no. You guys are toxic. Like, flat out toxic. You guys rejected my company because it didn't have like 50 people in it. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, for a faction chat, right? So if you're on a server and there's a faction chat, you do not reject any company that tries to join the faction chat just because it's a smaller company.
No.
Right? Because you're setting the image of you're not good enough for our faction. Well, fuck you and everyone that partakes in your shit.
Everyone
Right?
is doing the hustle and they have to do the hustle.
The faction chat doesn't belong to you. It's the faction chat. Right?
Exactly.
If you're going to masquerade it as the faction chat, but it's actually your chat, then fuck it. We'll make another one. Because eventually the smaller companies will outweigh the bigger ones.
Yep.
Right? Especially with higher population servers. There's bound to be a fuck ton of... Here, look. See the trend? This goes on forever, man. It's still going. It's not even close to being done. It'll keep going. It will keep going.
Yeah.
That's 31 pages of companies. You're telling me that the 3 major ones are the only ones that you give a fuck about? It's like, no, dude. You gotta make it so people are working together. You know, you gotta make it so companies are allying up. It doesn't matter if they have 15 people or if they have 50. The 15 people in their group might be the most fucking legend people in the server. You don't
Yep.
fucking know. Just because they don't interact with you, because this is their excuse for it. Oh, you might be a spy. What kind of fucking shit do you think is going on in this game, man? You think, oh, well, we're gonna attack this zone, and if they know about it, then they're gonna prevent us. Do you know how long it takes to get that bar up, homie?
Yeah. They're gonna notice you. Like,
They know you're pushing that zone. It's not a surprise. They know it.
they're not just gonna wake up like 2 days later and be like, "Oh
Oh shit, when did
shit,
this happen?
yeah, we didn't
What
see
kind of
this
shit are
coming."
you on? That's fucking paranoia, man. That's delusion. If you
Yeah.
think you need to be that tight about shit, no, you don't. That's
What the fuck
crazy.
is wrong?
That's fucking crazy. You know what? There's shit that goes on in area chat in Windsword that are a lot more revealing than your fucking Discord chat, right?
Yeah.
For example, this, since it was posted in area chat, I think it's public knowledge, where it's available to the public. It's not no snitching thing. Did you know that Black Flag was trying to give territory to addiction?
Addiction? Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
The reason why, and from the man Slat himself, he wants to be able to have Covenant people join the server when merges come back out.
Yeah.
He wants more people on Covenant. They intentionally held back the war on one of the zones, and addiction got stomped out still.
Wow.
Yeah. They still got stomped out. Now, that being said, right, that being said, they held back on that war. They go, why didn't you guys fucking send in your team and win that war? They go, oh, we held back too. It's like, listen, you can't say you held back and when you lost.
Yeah, no.
If you won, that's one thing. But if you lost, then it looks like it's a stupid decision.
Yeah.
He intentionally held back against the war. I think it was Weaver's Fen. Yeah, it was Weaver's Fen. So on Weaver's Fen, he wanted Addiction to take that zone so they can pull in more Covenant. But it's at that point, dude, where it's like, there's so many Covenant on our server. Why are you trying to get more Covenant?
Yeah. Like they
Like, they
already own
literally
one,
want it to
two,
be a
three, four,
Covenant-owned server.
five zones right now, and they're all owned by Black Flag.
The reason why Black Flag isn't pushing for any more zones is literally because they want more Covenant players.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. AGS, your system's getting abused.
And I just kind of get disgusted by the fact that all the purple zones is owned by one company as well.
Yeah, it's
Like
Addiction.
at least for green, we got Evanscale, which I didn't see we actually won.
Seals got it like 3 days ago, I think.
Yeah, I hadn't
And
seen it
then
at all.
we have Pioneers of Conquest has Restless Shore,
Yeah.
Restless Shore. And then we have this random one. Who is this one?
The bad company has
The Dad Company.
the dad company, all right, has Cutlass keys.
Oh shit, I might need to transfer. Being the Dad Company.
The dad company. Well, I can't join you in that one, baby.
But yeah, it's like people don't understand, like the system is definitely getting abused.
Yeah.
Where AGS needs to not cap things based on whoever owns the most control, but it needs to be a combination of that plus player cap limit.
Yeah.
Meaning on a 2,000 person server, each company can only have a certain number of players.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, if you have, say, oh, done.
Utterly brutal.
Yep. Yep. Utterly brutal. Kill 100 cows. The cattle rustler.
Oh, the cattle wrestler.
Well, there we go. There was the timer, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna be the end of the stream.
You're not gonna
Um.
finish your sentence, baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Point proven of earlier conversation. Uh. So at a 2,000 person logged in limit, right? In my opinion, there should be a queue time based on factions. And then people are going to go, but that's not fair. You're part of the popular faction. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Until you're on the lower end, right? If you're on the underpopulated, underperforming faction, and then you say no, shut the fuck up. So at a 2,000 person limit, I think it would be fair, right? If you could have 700 people per faction queued in at any given time, right? Which means even if you have like 3,000 people that are fucking Covenant or Marauder or Syndicate, doesn't mean all those players get to log in. Only 700 of them get to log in. And if you want to be part of, if you don't want to have those login times, join the other factions.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. Right? It's not fair to the lower or the underpopulated factions. You can sit there and try and justify it as much as you want in your head, saying, oh, well, they should have joined the other ones. No, you're part of the fucking problem.
Yeah.
It's not right in any way, shape, or form. It's not. You should be part of, it should be a balanced out server. Because it balances out how wars happen. It balances out the stability of factions, the Zoth travel. Though factions owning zones are a major factor. Because Black Flag owns these two settlements right here, Everfall and Windsword, they generate a lot of fucking income. They don't need all these other zones. These two alone generate a fuck ton. In fact, I've considered saving up like 20K and moving to something that we know we're going to hold just because it provides income for our server, right? For a company on our faction. But at this point in time, it's like, until I have a passive income to afford doing a switch like that, I'm not going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
But having a queue time, having a limit based on like the number of players that have logged in the last, like, I don't know, like 2 weeks or some shit. It's having these form of implementations to ensure the balance of the server is upheld, that the game would feel a lot better, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have a system of where the company, right, Black Flag in our case, who owns pretty much, wait, who's this? Oh, Black Flag. And Church of Ares is another Black Flag company, right? I think it's like a sister company, actually. But Black Flag owns all this. They owned a lot more, but they're giving it away to addiction. They're giving it away as much as they can. So right now they have five zones. They literally need addiction to take 2 more zones, or us to take one and addiction takes one, for them to be able to take have more people join the Covenant, which is fucked. But finally Marauders is on the map. It's 3, 3, and 5. But I think we can start pushing for more depending how things move up and progress forward. I think over time the server will balance out, especially since Black Flag is probably leaving. Imagine how that's going to work out.
Hopefully.
Yeah. A lot of the Black Flag members already stated that they're considering quitting New World, but only showing up to wars, which means their progress is going to slow down and people are going to catch up.
Yeah.
Anyways, anyone that's watched the stream afterwards, if you went through that whole fucking 4 hours, you're insane. Please leave a like, comment below, and we're going to go back to regular streaming schedule, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Later.
Bye bye.